over here at A Drink and a Joint, we are in a state of confusion.
Oh my God. Do you guys even see the world right now?
You know, we just want to take a second to tell you to enjoy your life and, you know, not get so stressed out and bogged down.
Right? Because what we like to thrive on here at A Drink and a Joint is peace, tranquility,
And partying.
And the yucks. We love to laugh. We love to sing. We love to cry from laughter. We don't, however, like race wars.
That's true.
We're not down for that. We're down with the brown.
Well, it's not.
We're
it's
not
not a
down.
race war, it's the police. It's not the whole society. It's not like a race is against.
Because that was the thing
fucking
too. It's like
police.
you see people starting to yell like race war and stuff like that, but it's like,
wait, I'm right next to you,
Yeah,
bro. It's
like-
like we're on the team together. Fuck the police, man.
fuck the
Why
bad
don't we just
guys.
go
But even
back-
then, like, do you know how many police right now were like, fuck that dude? Like, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
I saw that our local
They
police
have to right now, right?
Well, even then, it's like I saw that our local police chief was like, if you're not outraged by what happened, turn your badge in.
yeah.
And that is dope that he came out and said that on like a public forum.
Instead of which in the past they're like, I stand by my brethren. He made a mistake. He should be apologized.
oh, yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. Now they're like, I'm sorry, bro.
Well, it's like, you fucked up, man. You murdered that guy. It's
Well,
like, it
same
doesn't
thing,
matter.
yeah.
Murder is murder. Like, so if someone were to bust through your door right now and we shot him, we still murdered somebody.
Yeah.
We would still be charged with some form of murder.
Yeah.
Like, regardless.
And
Taking
I
a
mean,
life is taking a life.
It's like he'd have to be your best. So like you got that best friend thing to where it's like, I killed somebody. I need your help.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool, I got you, bro. I know you fucked up, but we're gonna get through this. There's that mentality, and then there's the mentality of like, I beat my girl to death, and you're like, dude, I don't think I can help you bury that body. Like, I don't think that's
Man, what we're gonna do is
she was your lover. Like, how could there's that point? Do you see where you're not brothers anymore?
well, it's like, yeah, if you were like,
Like-
if you're like, man, I need your help.
If I
I'd be like,
killed
what
a
happened?
stranger
You're like,
as an accident,
Yeah.
or something,
Oh,
you would
I'm
help
helping
me.
you. Yeah.
But if it was something that I lashed out and did something horrible, hurt my family or
you're like,
my girl or
I
something,
raped somebody's grandma and strangled her to death in a bathtub.
because I fucking felt like you're like,
Toby.
I'm sorry. I have to go sleep.
Yeah, just stare at you while I lift my phone up to my ear.
Excuse me, 1 minute.
I have to take this. It's the
I have
bakery.
to take this. The bakery. He never talks to the bakery. Like, wait,
The bakery only
the
calls on
bakery?
Tuesdays.
Yeah. So it'd have to be a legitimate call.
Okay.
But yeah, they crossed the line of being brothers anymore, right? Like, somebody fucked. That was so fucked, dude.
Well, even then, like, I saw another video of a young black man who was, I think, 23, and he was sitting in his car I think it was in a park. And like, you know, what if you're not supposed to be in a park after dark, whatever. But even then, like, if a cop rolls up on you while you're just parked in your car, because it looked like the dude was being super respectful when they were talking to him. So you see it on the cop's body cam. So they've got flashlights on the dude, and he's just like sitting in his car, and they're like, "What are you doing here, man?" And he's like, "Man, he was just like, I'm just hanging out. I'm sorry." And they're like, "We need you to step out of the car." And he's like, he's got his hands on the steering wheel, like he's doing what he's supposed to do. And he's like, "I'm sorry. Can you just like?" He's like, "I didn't mean to. I'm sorry." Like, because they've got, they're drawn on him.
All he's doing is sitting at a park after dark.
Well, from what it shows you on the body cam footage, like, yeah, it's just he's parked in
What
his
did
car.
they
He's
think
just
he was
sitting in his
doing,
car.
though?
Like, I don't know.
What's
I
the
don't
worst
know.
he could be doing? What, drug dealing?
Even then, like, that's
prostitution?
still no reason for you to walk up guns drawn. And
There's
then,
no reason.
Nope.
I can't think of a reason unless he's like smuggling grenades to Russia in a park after night.
If he's like,
What
if he's
is he
sitting in
doing?
his car holding live grenades,
maybe, yeah, maybe maybe even ask, are those real?
yeah.
Like,
but they
he was
walk
sitting in
up
your
on
park,
him.
he was probably like getting some head, meeting, like smoking a joint. Fucking listen to the radio. Matt
Right.
just had a fight with someone, didn't want to go home, or
Right,
like,
he was probably just
a
chilling
million
in his car.
things.
23 years old. Okay,
Damn.
23. So already not old enough to like be like, fuck you. Now if
he's probably meeting somebody for some drugs or something. That's what I would have been doing at a park after night. I've
Right.
been there a million times.
But anyways, the cops run up on him, guns drawn, and they're like, you need to get out. We're gonna need you to get out of the
was it a
car.
black dude?
It was a black dude in the car.
Oh, that's
So then,
see, this is the fucked up part of it. Would they have done that? They wouldn't have done that to a white person. They're like, sir, you're gonna have to move it along.
right.
Why? Why is it a
I don't
Are the
know.
police taught, because they're taught to profile?
Right.
Is race a big part of their teaching of profiling? That's what I'm wondering. Why does it keep happening? There this many racist cops in my mind. Are they taught?
But even then,
to
like,
be racist?
okay, so
Like,
the crazy thing is, though, is that like where you and I have grown up, there are so many black cops. Like, I'm pretty sure that.
so how are they working with black people if they're racist? Or like, how are they? Why does this keep happening?
Well, even
My
then, like,
question.
and I know around here, like, God, and I want to tell. First of all, you know,
It's society's
Toby
fault.
and I understand that, like, we will never know what it's like.
Oh, we have
to
no
be
real
black.
say in this matter. We're
No,
just commentating.
like, but as it stands, like,
but it is a human rights issue. That's
Absolutely.
what I'm behind. Like,
we
fuck
will tell you that we stand with you because, like,
and it definitely seems we've shown that the odds are skewed.
Right.
Like, especially with the police. Like, and that's just something irrefutable. at this
absolutely
point.
because nowadays there's no room for that bullshit. There's no room
How the
for
fuck
it.
does it happen? That's what I'm asking. Like, what do you think that in the profiling thing? Do you think they have to?
Because
like Latino people are more likely to do these crimes. White people are more likely to do these crimes.
Right.
And they like, is there Latino and black? Are they typically more violent in the profile teachings? And so they're more
Yeah, I
afraid of
don't-
these people or something.
But see, even then, like, you walk, and this was a skinny
don't
black
get
dude
it.
wearing sweats in his car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
What's the worst that he could be up to? That's my question.
is
Like-
he waving a gun at you? Why are
Yeah.
you approaching the car with your gun drawn?
Yeah, I mean, I see. You can hold it. You can have it right here, but you do that for everyone.
But you do that to let them know, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling super safe right now.
Yeah.
You know?
And how
like,
many
they're being
cops were there?
cautious. There was, I think there was one on his passenger side and two walking up on him.
Yeah,
So
three cops
cops.
with guns around to one person with his hands on the wheel.
His hands were on the wheel from what I saw. So, and then he's like, I'm sorry. And they're like, we're going to need you to get out of the car. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then one shot goes off. And then their flashlights go out. 3 more shots go off. And then, like, after the first shot, he's screaming, bap, 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 3 more shots. And then the lights are off. And then he's like, sir, we need you to be calm. We need to help you. He's already dead. They're talking to his dead body.
Yeah.
They're giving his dead body commands. They know he's dead.
So they popped one off with the lights on, and
Yep.
it didn't kill him, and he screams.
Well, the lights go off as they start shooting. So lights go off one shot.
Which why would that
and then,
happen?
And then scream, and then 3 more shots. And
The lights went out, so their body cams wouldn't get it,
right.
or something.
Yep.
Why aren't they night vision? Is that something they've been taught as well? If you're about to do something to break why are they killing this person? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Do they
that's the
hate
thing.
them? Do they
Well,
hate this
I
type
don't-
of person? They hate this specific person. Is
I
it a
don't know what it
vendetta
is.
thing? Do they, do people like get caught cheating and then they like get together as cops and go murder someone? Or
Right.
like, is it planned out like that? Is it real fear? Because how? Dude, any 3 people with guns and one person, even if they had a gun, I mean,
Right.
come on. Why are
Well,
you
I mean, you got to
afraid?
think too that like, so first of all,
don't-
people of their own
I feel
color
like I'm
are
being stupid, but I don't get why they're killing them.
people of their. It's an interesting fact that people are more likely to kill someone of their own race.
Yeah.
So like that's why there's so much black on black crime, white on white crime, so
Yeah.
on and so forth. That's why there's a lot of that. But where it changes is when it gets to the cops. That's when it changes, which is strange for me because I've always understood like they always say that black on black crime is the worst thing, and like it's true because most of the time like it's so hard to kind of to form these into thoughts where I'm not being disrespectful. I don't want to be disrespectful. My
it's just
intention
your
is to not
opinion on
be disrespectful. But like, lower income areas, like black people have been systemically
The system,
oppressed.
Yeah.
Like, because if it's really hard to be an impoverished black person and make your way up without just working
Without
fucking
the
hard.
opportunities. Yeah.
Right. So
And
that's why
fucked, and
that's why there's so
a
much
problem starting at the system.
that's why
not-
there's so
yeah.
much black on black crime, quote unquote, is because you've got so many like
if you look on-
frustrated
Yeah.
generations of
I mean, it's
frustrated
really-
people.
I think it's just all about the money things. I mean, black people in nice neighborhoods aren't killing each other, and when you look at white crime, it's all in fucking trailer parks. So
Yep.
I mean, it's really just about the money.
Well, it's
about the-
socioeconomical.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at, and the reason it skews black is because we've been a racist fucking country for so long.
Well, yeah, I even
Like-
saw something today that was like, racism is not a moral problem; it's a white problem, something like that. And I don't know what else is going
I
to
just want
change
to
that.
get past separating,
Well, see, that's the thing, though, is that like,
but while learning from this shit.
how can no one understand yet that eventually we are all going to be one race?
Yeah.
Eventually we will have intermingled so
It's
much.
like you're adding pepper to a big stew pot. It starts on top and there starts a lot, and eventually every ingredient, right?
I'd say more along
It's
the
like
lines.
adding ingredients to a stew. First time you stir, there's gonna be a lot of carrots over here and
Yeah.
a lot of peas over here. They even sound racist. Like, what are you talking?
Is this your mixing pot?
Yeah, yeah, and then
Metaphor?
eventually they all
Your melting
equally
pot, sorry.
equally distributed. That's like the genes. That's like your genes, right? You have less prevalent genes over
Okay.
over the time of mixing different peas and carrots. Sounds racist. I like that it's not at all,
Yeah.
but it sounds bad. Those goddamn peas and carrots.
But even then,
it's all
like,
about your. It's all about your
you know,
tone.
we weren't brought up with any kind of like racial bias. I mean, were you?
No, not at
'Cause
all.
one of my dad's best friends was a black guy. I always had black friends growing up. Like we live
Yeah.
in a pretty predominantly black area. Like just as it is. Like I've never looked at anyone more like differently because of the color of their skin. I've never had that thing where you know people are like, "Oh, you are racist no matter what you think." It's like, "Nah, really, like I've been just as threatened by someone who was black as I was someone who was white if they looked threatening." You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
dude, it's all about again, I'm kind of classist a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like if someone of any race, like the more scraggly they look, because I probably sketch people out. Like me coming off of work, I got like a torn t-shirt, like my beard's all like scraggly looking methy as fuck.
yeah,
like
you just came out from under a house.
sweating, you know, like I look like sketches. I would be scared if someone walked up to me like me, because I'm always pissed looking too. Like,
Well, that's part of your defense mechanism,
Yeah.
right? That's so people don't get close to you.
yeah, I'm always, when I'm walking around, I look like I just got out of a relationship and I'm about to go handle it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something happened and I'm on the way to handle it, and I just had to stop at the gas station first.
No, but like we're not here to defend why we're not racist. But what it really is that we're frustrated with you. We're frustrated with you because like there's so many other things that need to get done on the world and in our lifetimes that things like
This is holding us up.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Because like you'd think that everybody's done, like ready to get past it, just to move on. It's not like a thing of like white people don't feel bad. It's like I was brought up not knowing about a lot of these things. I was just brought up to treat people as equals. Like people are people, you know, no matter what, regardless. Everybody's got feelings. Everybody's got a heart. Everybody's, you know. Everybody's just trying to be a person. So
The school I went to when I was real young was mostly black. I had pretty much all black friends when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was their little buddy that they'd be like, they'd tell me, they'd be like, "You want to be black? Watch these 3 movies. See this one." Like, but I was a little kid. I didn't know that they were kind of fucking with me a little bit. But
you're like, and that's why you're a rapper.
got implanted
Well,
earlier.
and that thing too, it's like, you know, we wouldn't be. People need to understand too that like the American culture as it is a black culture. Like,
yeah, American culture is a whole new thing, by the way, too.
yeah,
It's not
brand new. Like in relative terms, it is brand new.
Would you like to try one of these wickeds?
Fuck yeah! I saw. Can I have a black cherry one?
Do the black cherry, bro. I'm trying this lemonade.
Yeah.
These are 8%, bro.
Oh shit! And they're tiny.
Yeah, they're littles.
Okay.
But I guess it's like the same amount, probably similar.
Booze. Yeah. Well, cheers.
Let's try these wickeds. It is a wicked podcast today,
Wicked.
so
Yep. That's fucking
Strong.
delicious.
yeah,
You want to try this
I
one?
like this lemonade.
Trade
COVID.
Yeah, it's like don't pay attention to us. We actually shot this 8 months ago.
Then how did they know about COVID? We were ahead of the loop, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about shit that has not even happened yet.
We're
Police brutality.
we time travel with Trump a lot.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, we do it separately. And we take our own car, bro. I'm not getting in a fucking time travel car with Trump.
he'd probably have McDonald's in there, bro.
Oh, you're right. Yo, throw me next to McGriddle. I'll ride with you. What kind of music do you think he likes?
He probably I feel like he'd like the Little River Band.
Something fucking stupid and oh yeah, what was the guy who liked it was a character from it was Will Ferrell's character, right? That liked the Little River Band.
The other guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Friday night it was late.
I've never heard them
we
before.
Got down
like
to the gate and I was dreaming of the night.
when I saw that movie, I was like, oh, I thought they were making fun of the Dead, and or I thought they were making fun of them or like the band, and just made up a band.
No, Little River Band's
LRB.
Yeah, always got the Little River Band.
I don't know any of their songs. So.
Yeah, Reminiscing.
You
You'd know that song if you heard it.
Okay.
Friday night, it was late. I was walking you home. We got down to the gate, and I was dreaming of the night.
What do you think Biden listens to? They come home. Is he like still? How old is that dude?
He probably listens to
about
the
the same
hair
age,
grow in his ears. That's probably what he listens to.
Oh god,
that was a good
dude.
one.
He's funny too, like, but in a different way. Trump
in a
tries
sad
to be funny.
kind of weird.
Man. Did you see him talk to Charlemagne, bro?
No.
Charlemagne the God?
No.
Dude, he was bad. He kept talking. He just kept bringing up black people when he shouldn't have been. Like,
did you see the?
No, he said if you'd vote for Trump and not me, you're not black. And Charlemagne was like,
yeah, I heard about
you
that.
You can't talk about. We're like, what are you doing? And he's like, you can't do that to black media. And he's like, well, you can't do it to white or black media because my wife's got to be on. And he just didn't understand what he was saying. Like,
well, I mean, like, again, you got to think to an old dude who's losing his mind. Yeah, what does he care? What does he care? Like, who does he care if he upsets anyone?
I don't think he knows. You think he just still lives in a world like 30 years ago in his head?
Well, bro, 30 years ago now is the 80s? 90s.
90s, bro.
Oh, my God. Oh,
we were born
God.
30 years ago.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So, what the thing that I will always reference, though, is what Morgan Freeman said about racism. Someone asked him, like, how can we stop racism? And Morgan Freeman was like, stop talking about it.
Oh, that's a pretty good answer.
It's true, though.
But I don't agree with the not teaching of what happened, but I do agree with the, like,
letting it be done.
Separating people.
Right, because that is the last thing we need. We need to be a global community.
Yeah.
We need to be a global fucking community. We need to learn to fucking get along because there's just gonna be people you don't like already.
I mean, it's gonna
you
be,
might as well not shoot yourself in the foot by not liking someone because of the color of their skin. You're already not gonna like people.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I
your
mean?
Percentage is a lot more if you add race to it.
Right? It's like, why would you spend your time hating fucking Guatemalans?
Yeah,
if like
your soulmate might be Guatemalan.
Exactly. Because already there's shitty people. There's shitty people of every skin color, but there's also really beautiful people of every skin color. And it makes no sense why there are people that still think
that there's black and white rules,
that it's
hard
viable.
and fast rules, like
and I don't like that things are even perpetrated that way because they still do racially profile. They still do treat people with disregard because of the color of their skin, and I fucking hate that. We're past that. We should be past that, and I don't understand why these things still happen. But I don't want to just be another white guy that's like, I don't understand.
We just got to throw math at these people. It's another odds thing. I think this is how we're gonna beat this game. Like, the conspiracy thing, the race
two white
thing,
dudes
we can do it all. We're gonna
race.
Win the world. But I think it's how we beat the conspiracy thing and we beat the racism thing. We explain to people that the odds of there being an entire race that was a specific way is literally impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
That fact alone should be enough for them being like, oh, you gotta give one person a chance. And then it's like, well, there's reasonably maybe 10. And then I think their mindset could grow differently. Just throw some math at them. Same thing with the conspiracy things.
But
people
even then,
that don't
if people
believe shit, people that believe too much, it's like the odds of either one of them are off the charts.
But have you ever tried to throw math at a stupid person? What does it do?
I'm not good at math.
But what does it do if someone starts throwing big numbers at you?
Oh, you get mad.
Yeah, I'm getting mad, and I'm starting to hate white people that talk about numbers.
Getting mad.
Do you think we could turn that down a little bit now?
Yeah.
It's cooled off a bit in here. It's been super hot in Toby's house because the heating and air guy that we know personally has not come to his house to help him out with his fucking
Are there people out there?
What?
Are there people out there?
I don't see nobody out there. You think people out there watching us podcast? Listening to our podcast. Ain't nobody want to listen to our podcast.
You're like, The odds of someone out there actually.
Oh, so we just keep talking about odds. Well, Toby, the odds of someone being out there.
That's the name of this episode. It's the odds. The odds of things being like you think. And that's true for everyone.
Okay.
These are hard and fast rules now. Hard and fast is another one. I got some political lines today.
Yeah.
It's like the odds of that. There's no hard and fast rules. It's like we need to come together.
Yeah, Toby, I think you should run for office, man.
I think I already have.
I think I found my platform.
Dude, I'd be the shoulder shrug would be like my thing. Be like, you know what? We don't really know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't fucking know what's going on. Yeah. I don't know if anything I promised you is gonna come true, but here's some promises. I'd be the uber honest.
Yeah.
And no one would like it. Huh?
Yeah. we were too far away and now you're too close.
Too close.
Look at your waveform.
But I'm a fist away. I'm trying this time.
No, see, I know though, and I don't want to. I want to give you positive reinforcement because you're doing good.
You peaked up there. I saw you peeking.
You see
but
that
I'm
one
heavy.
Yeah, look at you heavy.
Wait, am I the bottom one?
Yeah, you're the bottom one.
Yeah, I got a little.
Yeah, look at how girthy that is. Look at how girthy that waveform is.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a chode of a waveform.
They'll
Dude. Okay, so speaking of a chode, while I recently watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, and I know that we're just staying inflammatory today, guys.
Yeah, this is a horrible episode.
Just don't say that. This is a good episode.
I always say that.
So I watched the Epstein documentary, and there's one point. So they have a couple. They have a bit of footage when a lawyer would question him sometimes. So they would bring him in. So they would do these kind of like weird little courtroom sessions. It seems like in like an office or something like that. So Epstein is brought in with his lawyer, and another lawyer is asking him questions. And one of the lawyer that's not his said, "Is it true that you have an egg-shaped penis?"
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
And he's like, excuse me? Because the dude was trying to attack his ego because he was such a narcissist.
But they had gotten reports of the shape thing.
Yeah.
And he, I remember seeing that footage.
Of him like getting
shut it down.
Visibly upset about them talking. Because at first he like starts laughing it off. But then
because
he's
fucking with it. At that point, he's like, you're not answering any of my questions, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, because he kept giving him the Fifth Amendment. He kept spouting off the Fifth Amendment shit.
He's like, well, he just leaned in.
Yeah.
And fucked with him.
He's like, all right, egg dick.
Yeah. Basically. Name calling.
But even then, like that's a dude who was a billionaire that was even able to.
What is egg shape? What does that even mean?
Because they said that it was like thick at the bottom, but came up toward the head as like a tiny little head, like the tip of an egg, like an egg-shaped dick. Like think of an egg covered with dick skin.
The size of an egg?
The shape of an egg, but covered with dick skin.
Okay. I want to see it.
Yeah. Can we Google Epstein's dick?
I mean, it's a hot topic.
Yeah, no, but he was a piece of shit. There's a theory that maybe he didn't actually die, that he got a body double in there because a couple days before he died, so he was back on trial. So this thing that happened in 2008 that I was telling you about when he was first tried. And he was able to buy his way out of it with Acosta, the guy who then had to answer during from Trump's cabinet, and then he was let go because of the Epstein stuff. He dropped out of that. But that first time he was able to buy his way out, so the United States government basically conspired with Jeffrey Epstein to get him off, and that's what happened. And so now they were going back to get him, and that's why he got arrested again. He got arrested again because they were finally going to take him to trial for all this bullshit. And that's why he ended up committing, or quote unquote committing suicide. But he had moved his entire estate to the Virgin Islands like a couple days before he committed suicide. So none of the women could get restitution from him. So he moved all of his money out of the country to somewhere it couldn't be
undisclosed
touched.
Place.
Yeah. So it couldn't be touched.
So why would he kill himself?
I think it's very possible that he was able to buy off and fake his death. I think that's possible, that he was able to do that.
Put a body in his place.
Somebody that looked like him, and if he had paid off everyone there, if someone there owed him that big of a favor,
Yeah.
Because all of his shit was going to come out. So they're thinking that if he was dead, they couldn't try him for a bunch of things. They couldn't get to a bunch of information because he was dead. You know, the trail kind of stops when you're dead. Like, yeah, they can still find a bunch of stuff, but like, there's been nothing about it. There's been nothing about it since he died, and it's a pretty big thing because he's the guy that knows about the child trafficking. He's the guy. He's the child trafficking guy.
So but again, like, if the whole plan is to like expose this ring, like, why didn't they just, even if he faked his death, if he got killed, whatever happened, why didn't they just go right back, grab the next guy under him?
Well, I think that they may be working on that. I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing to work on. That's the thing. They keep saying they're going to keep doing this shit, and just grab them. Just grab if you know the order.
You have
of
to
things.
have, like, there's got to be evidence. Like, you can't arrest someone without probable cause.
And these people are just whoever was working under him was just involved enough to keep their
Are you talking about like
literally
literally people that like worked in his house and shit?
Yeah, like that worked. Yeah, I mean,
because they even had in that documentary, they had a guy that used to work on his island
but not like working in the gardening shit. I mean, like,
but even then, they're still kind of held accountable. They saw people fucking kids.
And they would have some information. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean more like the ring. I mean, if there was this like highly organized ring, like there'd have to have been a lot of people involved. And that weren't famous and big, that did this for a living, cartel kind of style people. And those people are what I'm saying, like, just like when you take out the
for sure. I only think that he fucked with rich and famous people to gain like influence. He may be even working to gain influence for the other guys.
Is if you blackmail George Clooney or something,
right,
and you have a huge, admirable career and everything on the line, your whole job, your career, everything, you're going to lose. You're going to lose your family. Everyone's going to hate you, and it's going to be in the public eye versus a guy in the cartel. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Everyone knows I do this.
Right.
Like, you're not going to ruin shit for me. You can't blackmail someone in the cartel. You can blackmail celebrities. Because they
what I was saying.
love that's what I was putting it together. It's like, because they love their career, their lives rely on it. So, but would he have celebrities in the actual, the business part of it? Like, would he just blackmail them to use them as customers? I still think he has.
I don't
some, like,
think it was
cartel
necessarily
like
all
workers.
about blackmail.
Because somebody was smuggling, somebody was doing the shit with face tats and shit.
I definitely think that there was a lot to do. Those are definitely the people you need to find. But how are you going to find them?
But they may be off the grid.
He really only had he had documentation on the people he was blackmailing, or the people that, because he wanted dirt on everybody just to have it. It wasn't one of those things where I don't think that he was like actively keeping people under his thumb. I think it was one of those things of like, if I ever need anything, and he used it as favors probably and little stuff like that, and to get out of trouble, this and that. But again, that guy, like, it could have been some cartel. He was like, I'm Xavier, and it's like he never knew his real name. The people that were doing a lot of the dirty work, right?
He might not have even known personally. They may have just been hired people. But again, someone was doing that dirty shit, and it wasn't people like George Clooney.
Right.
It was dangerous people.
Right. So there are those people, the people that were actually moving people around.
And moving the money and like getting all the illegal shit.
No, I agree that those people need to get got.
Yeah. Well, how do we not?
That's what I'm wondering, is how do you find them? Because they're probably like a ghost.
Yeah, they do it professionally. So it's like.
And he was probably their go-between for
identities. And but
again, we could be completely wrong. He could have just been like this run of the mill.
Could have been an old pervert.
Well, no, but we do know for a fact that he had dirt on people. We do know that. We do know that he would pimp out girls.
There's a likelihood that he was still not the mastermind that we think. I'd still think it's likely that he just kept a log and filmed people fucking things they shouldn't. And
he literally like pimped out young girls to other celebrities.
But again, that's dumb people shit. Like, that's I feel like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like it's this huge. I don't know. I don't think he covered his tracks as good. I don't think he was that smart.
He filled where people are pretty sure that he filled a bunch of tunnels under his island with concrete.
That what, that held information or went to places?
It could have had a bunch of shit. Well, I mean, it's an island, so how far can tunnels go?
Yeah.
maybe to other buildings and stuff on the island and stuff. There were just
like he concreted them shut, like he had a little dungeon.
I'm pretty sure because I think he used to be a partner in a huge concrete company, and he used a shit ton of it on his island that kind of went unaccounted for. So people are thinking that he filled up something with all that.
So
concrete.
See, he could have a lot of information down there or something. But again, I don't see it as that. And even the satanic shit, I think it's more like. I mean, it could be. It really all could be true.
Well, even then,
to me, it's more likely that this dude was just a pervert and like didn't really know what he's doing.
So they don't get into any of the satanic stuff in the documentary. It's like slightly alluded to.
Yeah.
Now they could have just cut all that out of it. You know what I mean? Like they could have talked about that because he does have a couple of the girls that used to go to the island. They're in that documentary. So like the one who had to fuck Prince Andrew is in the documentary. She's the one that kind of came out and kind of brought all this shit to the head. She was kind of like the leader of like because there's a picture of her and Prince Andrew when she's 17, and then she had sex with Prince Andrew like right after that picture.
She's
was
the main
taken.
bitch in pimp standards.
Like so he would pimp her out to other celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, like because if all these people were just 18, he would have just been a porn director. Like,
right? But that's not.
Isn't that
wasn't
weird?
The game.
Isn't that weird though that it's that like if they were just a few years older, he could have legally done it and it's still kind of fucked up.
Well, it's like if you're super fucking rich, but even then it's just like, do these people just have a predisposition to like young girls? Like I don't get where that comes in. I get where that comes in.
I have a theory that it's boredom. I've talked to you about this before.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And I agree that definitely once you get past a point of like being so rich that just things just don't matter
like
anymore.
You've literally been able to fuck whatever and whatever.
Yeah.
Any time of the day you've gotten the high class prostitutes on demand kind of shit. And then one day you're just like, you know what? I need a sex swing. You know what? I want a dildo in my ass. You know what? I want to have someone shit on my chest.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's like, I can't even get hard. And then they get bored and they're like, what's really fucked up? What's really deviant? And then they go, because like a little bit of deviance is a kink.
Right.
But, but that can go to places. Like I'm for kinks, but I'm saying like that's for some of these people, that's the path they go through.
Yeah.
I think.
Here to Drinking a Joint, we are pro kink, but we are anti-child abuse.
We're very, very clear about that. But, and see, I'm not saying that it's just like people calling pot a gateway drug because some people just smoke pot.
Right.
And that's the kinkers, but some people go take that and just, it's not enough and then keep going.
For sure.
And then some people draw a line after a few steps.
But like, what if you're like, but again, you got to think that some of these celebrities like went out to this island, like they just went out there for a party.
Yeah, that's true too. Like a lot of people on the list, like
they just went out there for a party. They didn't know that there was going to be an orgy.
And there's orgies in the back. There's also probably celebrities that kind of were kept out of these areas too, because they weren't sure if they were cool.
Well, that's what that chick ended up saying. I think her name was Virginia Roberts. I'm pretty sure her name is. She
like there's a non-disclosure when you walk in, and then there's a second one down this hallway that they only ask certain people.
Why would you name your
something.
Private plane the fucking Lolita Express? It's like,
the little girl finding herself.
Fuck is your problem? Well, it's really about this older man who falls in love with this young girl and they have sex and she kind of takes advantage of him and disappears. But he's
like, that's me.
Like, it's, oh my God.
Is that the hiding in plain sight thing is too? Because again, some things are coincidences, but like when we were talking about like the adrenochrome things, like. Which again is somewhat true. In my opinion, I do believe it exists, and I do believe a lot of people use it, but still think it's blown way out of proportion. I don't think it's as organized. People give too much credit to people and think that they're really smart and organized. They're not. They're drug dealers, and they're just throwing it out to whoever. It's like it's like if you go into a drug dealer's house and check his books. You think shit's gonna be accurate? Like hell no. He's just doing what he's doing. He doesn't count shit. Doesn't keep
some
order.
of them. But these people are
organized.
These people are very successful.
Like, even so,
again,
like,
we're not talking about this is not a huge population.
So not
that's
not
doing
like the house drug dealer. You're saying like the compound drug dealer. He would be more organized.
Like this is a different type of criminal. This is a different type of person that like if you're gonna do something that heinous, you're gonna cover your tracks. If you're gonna do something that big, you're gonna make sure that the most important people are in your pocket. Dude, do you know what $1 billion does to a person?
I mean, no.
You can't even fathom that amount of money. So like, yeah, that person's gonna be on their shit. He got into like trading stocks or some shit.
Can't be.
Like,
can you name a billionaire that you could think was like even not just not skewed in some ways? No,
they have to be. But
to get there.
You've
you have
been
to be
saying
sinister. Right?
You've been saying that these people are not as intelligent as we give them credit for. I think they're more intelligent. I think that these people are like,
but they're still human. I mean, they may be smart,
I understand
but
that. Like,
they're not smarter than like our best minds
for
on
sure.
Earth, you know,
I mean,
like,
obviously Epstein fucked up. He wasn't the smartest. He was giving 14-year-old girls like of course they're gonna go tell people.
Yeah,
like it's not like $200 is gonna buy fucking silence from a 14-year-old girl.
I just think, I don't know. I also don't want to give. I think some of it's I don't want to give credit, but also it's just some
of these people are fucking super villains.
I don't know,
and that's just how.
But we're not in a comic book. I don't think real life is like that. Like,
I'm not saying that we're in a comic book, and I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not giving people too much credit, but there are fucking smart, conniving, sociopathic, narcissistic motherfuckers out there that live the life they want by just fucking everybody.
Yeah,
you know, those people exist, and that's also how they start fucking international fucking child sex trafficking rings. It fucking exists. It is a thing that is there. Like, you can go onto the dark web and join rooms where they're auctioning young girls off. Yeah. That exists. So you can't tell me that there aren't exactly, and they're getting away with it, Toby. So they got to be at least like semi-intelligent to continue to get away with it.
I guess, but just because you can get on the dark web and find a baby doesn't mean you're smart. It kind of means you're dumb.
No, I'm not talking about the people that are. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are inciting it and making it happen.
Oh, have you watched any of Narcos Mexico?
No.
It's really good. So it's kind of you will like it because it's the creation of the cartel. So it's this one suave guy going around being like, you know how much money he has, this new formula for sensimilla, for seedless pot. Okay. And that's how the cartel really started, was that he had this new formula that no one else had, better product, and he could grow it really well. He went around to all these local cartels and met their bosses. Yeah. And he laid out this bit. He was the mastermind, the one you're talking about. He's a 1 in a million mastermind, which do exist. Yeah. But it's not very often. But it's very interesting just seeing him. He goes to, and collects them, and he kind of solves all their differences. He's like their he calms everybody down. He's like, what problems do you have with this cartel? What can we do? And then he makes a ring where like these 8 big cartels or something like that. I can't remember the number.
Oh, so he's like
he joined them all. He made the Mexican cartel. There was only local gangs pretty much until then. And he went city to city, solved everybody's problems, brought them a better product, and was like, let's blow it up. Like, we can do, if we get together, he just showed them the numbers. Like, what are you making right now? It's like, I laugh at that. It's like, look at what we could do if we teamed up, use all our resources, and went Mexico versus US. Yeah. Like, and went hard. And that's that mindset you're thinking that he mapped everything out. That's the evil genius. But yeah, it was only one of those in the entire cartel.
Right, but that's all it takes is one. Now that guy's going to inspire someone else to do it.
So take his place eventually, yeah.
Because that always happens.
But again, I still think with every business, there's only one if there is one. Right. It's not full of evil masterminds. There's a lot of idiots.
No, well, there's a lot of people just trying to make a fucking living. There's a lot of people, but if you're kind of like taking a young girl with a bag over her head into a fucking building, I'm pretty sure you know that something's not quite right.
I think, you've hit a rock bottom.
Or you are completely desensitized, Yeah. Like, or you've
been trained to not care about it.
So, like, what is that then? Are you still responsible? I think so. I think you're still responsible for your actions then.
So someone, like a child that was born in the cartel, because they'd raise their kids up to grow pot, move drugs, stuff like that, kill people eventually.
But so you're
so is it their fault that they were raised in it?
Are you talking about like being okay? So in the specific situation we're talking about like a child trafficking kind of thing. So like if a guy is okay with that and like treats like young like children as property.
This is a bad example, but like the Oons all the, it's like they were raised into power. They were raised to be this mindset, and it's one so attractive, like the power.
Right.
On top of that, it's what their dad did. It's what all they know. They feel like it's truly right. Like, it's, even though we need these people off the earth, we need these masterminds gone, or at least working together and doing something positive. But
yeah, that's the one thing. It's
impossible. But again, is he really to blame? He was.
Why do people that intelligent also have to have bad attitudes?
The first Un, whoever the first Un was the one to really, he made the decision, and from then on, they carried on his tradition because it was too attractive to say no to. So it's hard to blame. Like, in my thing, I'm still thinking about the Narcos Mexico. He had like kids, and they'd raise them and teach them how to do this stuff from birth. That's all they knew. They were out in the fucking desert, like, just trying to survive, and this is their family business. They didn't know that it was even immoral. Especially young age.
What are we talking about? Just running drugs, or are we talking about decapitating people and putting them in like bins?
I mean, even that, like they may have had a natural sense of like, oh, this feels weird, but they were trained. They were raised to not know how the world's morality is. They were trained to know the cartel's morality.
Yeah.
And so to kill someone that hurt your family is moral. And so it is the same mafia attitude, right? It's like they believed that as long as they were doing it for the betterment of their family, that it was okay. And so they truly were being moral. So are they to blame for being trained a different type of morality? It's hard to say.
I think after a certain
switch
point,
that are to blame.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely after a certain point. When you're an adult, I think you are responsible.
So then once you see the world's morality and you realize what you've been raised in.
Once you're able to actually, because everyone has the potential to change their mind.
I mean, back then, it's like that kid, though, I'm thinking of, like, wouldn't have seen the news. He doesn't know anything. He knows that the police are trying to kill his family, so those are the enemies.
Well, that's a very special
by
case.
Shooting at him,
if he's like out of like the handful of families that just lives out in the desert, away from anything.
It was just so long ago too. It wasn't like TV and newspapers and shit as accessible in rural Mexico.
Yeah,
but like I don't know. It's hard. That's a hard case when you think of people that they were manipulated since birth to be this mentality.
But do you not think that that even at some point in a person's life, do you
once
think
they see it, they should have the?
Is there not a
inner
something?
Yeah.
Is there not something sparked? Like if you're at that point and you've never seen something like that so different,
and you go,
they're not right.
The first time you see someone killed,
there's a choice there to either be okay with it.
Yeah, but and again, you look at your dad and he's like, he was going to kill your mom. And maybe he was. Was he in the wrong by killing? Then it's like you even have to look from the outside. Was he in the wrong? What if he saved his family by killing that person?
So if it was are we talking self-defense or like
in a way self-defense? If it was another gang that was going to kill his family, and killing the leader, that is self-defense in a sense.
Why is the kid?
It's a predetermined because he's learning.
Okay, so
this is what you have to do to protect your fucking family.
Okay, so this is what
dangerous.
This is what they want. They don't want to get to a different.
We don't tell our kid we're trying to get out of it.
Right.
That mentality.
So no, these are lifers.
It's like, this is what we do in the family.
So if you're talking about a lifer, you're talking about a lifer. But I'm talking about people that because once you get to a certain, if they're not held to it, if it's not like, if it's one of those things where it's like, it's all they've known growing up, but they have the ability to do something about it once they learn differently. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because there are people who would see that and be like, no, I fucking like this. But there's a certain percentage of them that would see that and be like, I gotta get out of this. This is not how life is supposed to be lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is an internal thing, I think, that does happen when you see someone die. Even if you, but again, but your environment is really pushed towards you believing it's moral, and that's my struggle in like blaming. They still have to be handled. They still have to be taken care of. But it's really hard to say they're the same type of evil as someone that didn't grow up manipulated, decided to be bad. Breaking Bad. Great show. Check it out. Oh my God.
Something about meth and bitches.
Yeah. Sounds like a good night.
Yeah. No, I just feel like we were talking about something super specific when
Yeah, well, I was putting up a scenario that was like the hardest scenario to decide on. So
Right.
that was the extreme of it.
But even then, you could see it the other way too, like a really affluent child. Let's say someone grew up in the suburbs and they decided to they're from a Mexican family, but they grew up in the suburbs just like any other person that would grow up there, like middle
And
class.
decided to get into a gang.
Yep. Yeah. What about that?
I absolutely would blame that over the other, because they're making a conscious decision once that they're aware of the other.
So does that
side of
person is that
morality
person a sociopath?
that can bend their morality like that? Way more than the guy who grew up with it and thinks he's protecting his
Okay,
family.
interesting.
That dude isn't a sociopath as much because he thinks he's doing right. The other person thinks they're doing wrong.
Can
and
you
they keep
breed
doing it.
sociopathy into people? Can you
No,
can you
you're-
bring someone up in a sociopathic
different-
setting, or is
No,
it
I
an
don't think it's
inherent
a
thing?
I mean, especially when we think about the extreme, the Mexico thing.
Yeah.
Their government was fighting against them. That was a dangerous time too. Like,
Fuck you, Mr. Spider. You
You-
fast.
you know what I mean? Kill him,
It's weird looking, man.
dude. Kill it now.
It's too fast.
There is no such thing. Don't leave the spider.
Look at how fast it is, dude. You
Oh,
get
that's
it.
an ant, bro.
It's not an ant. That's not an ant. I thought it was
not?
an ant at first too. It's not an ant.
You mean get a spray?
Don't spray my computer, dog.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
He's fucking tweaking, man.
Oh shit! Stop! What are you doing?
I don't know where he went.
Why'd you throw it over to me, Dick?
I just don't know what happened, man.
We should have watched it. You freaked him out,
He went down my headphone line.
dude. What the hell? We're gonna have to stop and kill this thing.
No. It's exciting for people to watch.
I don't.
Just forget about it. It's probably not going to bite anybody.
Shut up with that shit. You could have killed it right then.
There was no way, Toby. You saw how fast it was.
You didn't try.
You saw that it
did
moved
you
with the
fling it
speed of a
to, bro?
demon. I don't know. Maybe I didn't fling it anywhere.
What does that mean?
Maybe
I don't know what's going on.
it's fine. Everything's fine. Just
Oh, I
calm.
hate you so much.
No, you don't. You might dislike me right now, but you don't.
I'm very
hate me.
disappointed.
Oh, you're disappointed in me. That's worse.
Where's this goddamn?
What are you doing? Why are you looking for it now?
Because I want to kill it.
Oh, there it is. It's dead.
Dick. Why are you such a dick?
No, I feel like it will kind of end up crawling on me at some point. Do you ever have that just inherent fear that, like,
Now
something will crawl up you? Yeah.
Now I'm like, what the fuck? Did he get on the goddamn thing? Now it's all I'm gonna think about. I wish I would have just killed
Okay.
it then. I should have just
Yeah, you should have done something if you can move faster than that.
faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, dude, that spider was moving so fast.
I feel like it was moving pretty normal spider speed.
No, dude, it was like scurrying about. Little psst, 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 psst. Yeah, it was fast.
Is it a bad spider?
I couldn't tell.
You don't know your
But
spiders?
its butt was moving weird.
What the fuck? Hate this.
It looked like a mix
Now it's
between a
like-
spider and a scorpion.
So we've got an X-Man spider in here, just walking around. Oh, dude, you know what? I've been watching Legion. Have you seen that?
Oh, okay.
It's like it's one of my favorite superhero things. It's like
because he's fucking schizophrenic. Yeah,
and like crazy and but really powerful. It's really
Yep.
cool. You can teleport and shit.
He's one of the most powerful.
He's like
mutants.
Professor X's son with
Yeah.
some other. I don't know who the mother is. I don't know if she was a mutant,
yeah.
but yeah, that shit was really cool. The spider is not gonna get out of my mind though.
No, it's
He's gonna
okay.
get in my drink somehow. Oh,
No.
there he is.
You got him. Get him, Joey.
Ah,
You missed completely. Why? Because he's fast.
Missed him.
He's so fast, and you don't even know, man. He's gone. Oh,
Where?
he went around the back of it.
Dude, I'm getting some spray, bro. I'm taking care of this problem. Talk him.
Talk him. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a play-by-play of what's going on here with Toby. No, just kidding. But anyway, we never said at first that this is the fucking 77th episode of A Drink and a Joint. We're getting up there. I don't know. We may do something special for the 100th episode, and Toby's just shut me in here with this spider. Like it's not just gonna scurry under the door if it goes away. But whatever. He doesn't quite think things through. I don't understand why he thought that would mean trapping the spider in here. I don't think it'll do anything. But whatever. Yeah. I think we'll do something special for the 100th. We may do it somewhere. We may try to do it live somewhere at a space. Or do something with like a small audience. I don't fucking know. But we'll figure it out. He's really taking a long time. I didn't think he'd take that long. Definitely thought he'd be back by now. Did you think that you were like... Did you think that you were trapping it in here with me when you shut the door because it couldn't have run under it?
Didn't get to come out.
Oh my God! So you're just spraying. Oh, there it is. It's on the back of it. You got him running.
Where?
He went up under the tablecloth. No, Toby, you're not even close. You're just spraying cables for no reason. Oh my God, Toby, and you're just you shut us in here with Raid with fans going.
Yeah, well, it'll fan out. Where'd you see him?
He ran up. He's alive. You didn't win.
Where'd he go?
He got away.
Under here.
Yes, he went under there and up the table.
Up the
I'm
table.
certain of it.
Up there?
But he's under it. He's somewhere in there. Toby's like spraying generators and shit.
You goddamn son of a bitch.
I can't believe that you sprayed Raid.
I'm about to
in
soak
here.
this motherfucker if I see him.
Dude, it's such a tiny spider. Are you that afraid of spiders?
Well, I don't know enough about spiders to know which ones are bad.
So you just treat them all like they'll kill you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, is that because of your spider bite that you got?
Oh, I did get a really bad spider bite.
What happened with it? What was that story?
It was which one? I think it was a widow, the ones that hide.
Oh.
And
You're not talking about a recluse?
No, it was because it was in a place where no one had been for a long time, and that's the type that they are. I remember looking it up, but
they're in a place that no one had been for a long time.
Yeah, they hide in non-traffic areas in your house, like your attic and your shed. It was in that shed out in Saudi. I'm gonna keep this close. But yeah, that one was bad. That one got me and like killed a bunch of skin tissue and like turned purple and red and like grew out and got into a big
welt.
Like it was really bad. Shit, bro. You got me tweaking in here. God damn.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not looking up from the floor now.
No, you're fine. Chill out.
I'm not fucking with the spider.
Well, dude,
you said butt was weird.
You've said you've sprayed the perimeter. So I think you're fine.
That's how they do your house. They pretty much just spray Raid all around your house and they treat it.
Yeah.
You know?
Basically all it is. No, it's probably a lot more aggressive of a compound.
Raid.
Yeah.
Same shit.
So
yeah, fuck the spiders. Ruining my shit. Ruining my day. I'm gonna be hunting this shit later. Spider Hunter.
Yeah.
New show.
Would you rather have your eyelids cut off or would you rather have all of your toes removed?
Dude, eyelids cut off would be fucked up. You can't live like that.
Yeah, you can't.
Have to drop them all the time. You'd have to have a constant drip. You have to have some glasses that just like drip.
Okay, so you'd have to wear. You basically wear goggles with water in them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You swish it. Watch. My eyes are drying out as we speak. I've been having trouble with that. Like, I forget what it's called, but it's a thing like pot smokers get later in life. It's the reason Zach's eyes get all bloody and shit. Like mine started to do it where my eyelid feels flipped inside out.
Oh, goodness.
And they get really dry and they hurt and they turn bloodshot and like, it's something that happens randomly. And like I've been getting it a lot more recently.
Got that pot eye.
It just comes on and like it'll be one or both sometimes. And yeah, it just dries up, gets bloodshot. You start like you're scratching your lids on it. It's so dry. It's like, and it feels inverted.
Okay.
That's the weird part.
Does it happen like right after you smoke sometimes or
sometimes
is it a little bit later?
Or when I wake up? It's different.
Okay.
Times.
So do you need to just like invest in like a couple bottles of Visine?
I mean, I got that. That didn't really help. It still feels fucking burning.
Okay.
Like it's not. It's. I don't think they're actually. I mean, they are dry, but it's like I don't know. I'll have to look up the name of that thing.
I think that they make some.
There is like a disorder that a lot of pot smokers apparently get over time.
Do you want to look it up and see what it is? Because that'd be interesting
like,
to get into.
Not perpetual dry eye, but like
ooh, that's a good band name.
Perpetual dry eye. I'm gonna type it in.
You're gonna type in perpetual dry eye.
Yeah, dry eye pot smoker. It's gonna be like, huh?
It's gonna be like, what? Google's like, I'm high, bro. What?
You mean dry eyes when high?
Is that what it said?
Try using drops. Yeah, no shit.
Do you know they do make some that are actually for if your eyes are burning?
It's like for long term use. It's like a disorder that you can get.
Okay, dry eye disorder.
Yeah.
Looking up that dry eye disorder.
That shit smells good, don't it?
What smells good? The Raid?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? The Raid
that's probably burning my eyes.
Raping my system. Toby's like, I'm gonna spray it on the floor right in front of this fan. And you're like, it'll blow outside. After it blows at us, all the fans are pointing at us.
Yeah, after it gets over here, it'll go outside.
After we breathe it out toward the window.
Yeah, this is not. I'm not typing this in yet. I'm gonna have to find it and come back with some info next week.
We will not remember this.
Yeah, maybe not. But yo, the flipped eye thing feels fucking creepy. I'm starting to get it right now. Just talking about it.
Your eyelid like flips up on its own.
It's not.
It just like shrivels up.
I don't think it's actually flipped. Oh, maybe it's a little curled.
Yeah,
it feels inverted.
Yeah, so now I'm kind of like just kind of
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like it's not. It's like it's flipped up like a dog ear, and you gotta flip.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Did you ever know the kids that would flip their eyelids inside out?
Fucking freaks.
Yeah, I used to touch my eyes to fuck with kids.
Oh, you're that guy?
Yeah, I was that guy.
But did you eat gross shit?
No, I didn't eat gross shit, but I did want attention.
Yeah. The only time I ate gross shit was around no one. I didn't do it for attention. I just wanted to try a worm one time,
but that's not gross. That's protein.
Yeah, that was just fucking what is it?
Yeah, whatever.
Satisfying.
Yeah, slimy and satisfying.
No, but I did try a worm once when I was a kid. I remember just by myself. That's so much weirder now that I think back, because like the only reason to try a worm is like to impress your friends, and I was just like, you want to try this worm?
I put it on my life for this.
Seems a little weirder. I also remember a vivid memory from a day close to that about it's a traumatic memory of a bee getting in my Sprite and then me getting in my mouth once I drank.
And it was still alive?
And it was stinging my mouth like crazy.
And you're like, what is this?
Because for a second I was like, this Sprite isn't right. Because I was really young, and I remember the thought.
It's really beating
like
my mouth up.
It's one of those thoughts that kind of wakes your life up, your consciousness up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of the first vivid memories I have. And I just remember not knowing it was in there, and it was like eating some sugar in the top or something. And I just poured it, and I felt like electricity in my mouth, and I was like this Sprite's powerful or something. And my thought process didn't go to like a bug being in my mouth. It just felt so different, and it stung, and I was just I was like, something's in this Sprite. I didn't make the connection.
So how did that get remedied?
Oh, I don't know. Swelling went down or some shit.
Okay, so
I mean, I obviously wasn't allergic, or I would have died from that.
Oh my god!
But that's the day I learned that I'm not allergic.
Yeah, I don't think I'm allergic to bee stings. I think I've only been stung by. Now I may have been stung more than once, but I can really only remember once.
I think I'm not allergic because I've gotten some hornet stings.
Yeah,
that were like attacked.
Yeah,
it was one time out here when I was mowing.
Oh shit!
And I went over one of their holes, and I kept going back. And again, my stupid mind, I was like, oh, there was a fucking bee over there. Like, kept going. And then every time I hit this part of the yard, it would it'd be a new sting. And it just got to the point, because I couldn't see any mound. I couldn't see anything. But they get in these tiny little holes you can't see.
Little hornet hole.
I had to get gasoline down and bring those motherfuckers up.
Oh, there you go.
But But that was my, again, super mind being like, this part of the yard's weird. Like, this Sprite's extra strong today.
Like electricity in my mouth.
It doesn't click for a second because it's so it's so an abnormal feeling.
This part of the yard is weird.
You know what I mean? Some part of my mind was like, it's just weird. Every time I hit right here, they get me.
I get hurt.
I mean, I knew it was a sting.
What's hurting me?
I knew it was a sting.
Every time I walk through here, I get hurt. I go
a new
out.
one right here every time. Like, it wasn't clicking.
It's in this one spot. If I stand right here,
ow,
ow.
See? Ow. When I go over here, well, it still hurts, but that's from over there.
But I'm not experiencing anything new. I'm not
No new pain.
sensations.
Here, come here. Stand right.
Ow. See,
He's
it's
in the hospital. Like, so what'd you think happened in the yard?
I just kept walking this one spot. I kept getting hurt. Doctor's like, you were walking over a hornet hole. These are hornet stings.
What's a hornet? Is that a natural occurrence? And now I'm getting weird heat spots on my body.
Because
my body's reacting weird to
the raid?
everything right now.
To the raid.
It all felt like there was something really hot pressed up against like this part of my arm.
Show me your arm.
It's nothing.
Okay, were you holding it against your drink?
Well, that's cold.
Right, but sometimes cold.
It wasn't.
Feel
Though.
like
It was down here. My
Okay.
crotch was making it hot,
Well,
but it was
okay.
like something was pressing hot.
Do you ever get? Do you have a
weird-
fever? Is your dick real hot?
Got a hot dick today. No, do you ever get those weird sensations? So like, there's the one everyone gets is the what do they call it? The
Jimmy
phantom
legs.
phone one. They call it like the phantom phone or whatever, where you think your phone's vibrating.
Oh yeah.
Like that one's a phenomena though. There's no real explanation scientifically of why that happens because it doesn't happen physically. It happens in your brain.
So
And
there's
it
not
sends it
actually
to
a
this
small
place.
muscle spasm.
Yeah, it's a purely like it's a hallucination that your brain has from feeling that so much. It has some sort of fire, and then it sends, because remember feelings go down and back, right. So it sends it to the place where it's most recent. The same thing they say about back pain isn't real. You remember hearing about that like back pain is created in the mind. That
Is it to protect you?
Well, it's when any fire goes off that doesn't have a place to go, it sends it to the last place, the thing it would think is hurting.
Okay,
it's
so
like it
is that
sends it
why
to
you
your
can
back.
fix something in your foot and your back feels better?
I think so.
So something else is off, but
Something's
you're
firing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going. It goes to its most common place. So your brain will send a pain to your back when your back isn't actually strained in any way,
Right.
And it'll make it hurt.
You just need to pop your toes.
Yeah, some shit. Like, I guess there's that connection too. Kind of fixing.
I've definitely like popped my neck and my back felt better.
Yeah, and maybe it fixed some of your firings. You know,
Yeah.
to go to the right place.
I don't fucking know. I don't know how nerves.
It is really
work.
interesting, but that makes me think of phantom feelings like that. I'll have the heat pressing. I'll have a cold one. I'll have a sting feeling sometimes.
Sometimes I'll feel a hand gently on my face.
And then whispering Mary, you know, remember?
Oh yeah.
But
I really
what's
like
the ones you get? What's the phantom feelings you get?
So sometimes I have had the cell phone leg. I've had I remember, but that happened. That hasn't happened for a long time though. That happened
still
for
get
a
those,
while when I was younger, but it hasn't happened in a long time.
And you know it's not there.
Right.
It's like I felt it so clearly.
There will be sometimes where I feel like I'll have the auditory kind of hallucination of the kind of the vibration sound
Okay.
of like what it makes while it's on like fabric.
Come out. Come out, face me.
Toby pretends he's listening, but the whole time he's just been he's just been thinking about this fucking spider.
Yeah.
That's all right though.
Yeah, so you get the phantom phone, you get the buzz, the auditory one I like.
Yeah, sometimes I get like, do you ever get Jimmy legs? Where like
Restless legs syndrome?
yeah.
Dude. You see me fucking running races over here?
How did
And at night?
What's it like
especially.
for you at night? Do you need to like stretch your legs out real
Fucking,
hard?
Chris D'Elia talks about it. He's like, I've had restless legs for years. Medication never worked, and he's like, I jacked off one night randomly, went right to sleep. And he's like, now I've learned that's the only thing that fixed my restless legs. I got a bust.
Yeah. Is that how you approach it?
I don't think that really works. Like, I mean, I have to already be tired and bust for that to work.
Okay.
You know,
You're like,
that's
I'm
not gonna
tired. And then now, so like.
It's like an extra drink before bed. That's what it does to me. It's like, feels like one extra drink, but it's not.
I'm tired.
It's not
well,
like
I
medication.
guess I could bust.
That's he was talking about being like, oh, do I have to again? Like, can I please just not get up and bust? But like,
is there anything I can do to keep from having to get up and bust?
Seriously, that's like one of the things that makes me drink more than anything.
Yeah.
That was the sleep. I have terrible fucking insomnia when I'm not drinking, and I can't sleep at all until like 9 a.m. You know, I'll be well after the sun rises before I can get to sleep if I don't drink. And so I always have to have some, if it's drink, it takes a lot of pot. A little bit will just keep me up and stimulated. Really? It takes a lot to do anything for my sleep. And otherwise, other than that, it's like if I'm completely sober without shit, I'm gonna have to get some NyQuil.
Do you watch stuff while you're in bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
I lay down and turn something on. Yeah.
If you turn your TV settings to a warm picture setting.
Oh, that's a different. I haven't heard that one before.
Because the blue light from your screens will keep you awake.
Yeah.
But I have this.
I'll
I have a
normally watch
program
it
on here.
I'll normally watch it while I'm laying down.
Yeah.
And then get to a point to where like, ooh, I'm almost asleep.
And you can actually get this same program for your computer. So what it'll do is it's throughout the
tired?
No. It eases. So you're staying awake
throughout the day.
Yeah. Well, no, you stay awake because of the strain on your eyes, because of the bright blues.
Yeah.
That's why they have blue blocker sunglasses.
Yeah.
So it gives everything a warmer tint, so like your eyes can relax. So then, therefore, you can fall asleep easier.
I wanted to do an episode of Spider Hunters.
All right, we're gonna turn this episode of A Drink and a Joint into Toby and Davey Spider Hunters.
When you get some James Bond music, something going. You get a baseball bat, I get the raid. It's be hard to hit that thing.
We
with
end up
bat.
banditing.
Do you know what you know? My nightmare is right now. It's to look down and see the spider on the fucking raid can,
being like, "Fuck you!"
Like, you son of a bitch.
He's taking your weapon. Yeah. He's disarmed you.
Yeah, that's basically like the equivalent of someone kicking a gun out of your hand. It's the same distance from both of you, and you're like, who's gonna go first? Why do people wait in that scenario? Why do people look and see if they're gonna go for it?
Well, it's just again
the movie thing.
It's movies. Yeah. They're not real, of course.
In real life, you run after it.
Because it's supposed to dramatize real life. So like,
who's gonna go for the gun? I don't know who's gonna.
Because it's really not supposed to even be that fast. You're supposed to perceive it as like it actually takes place within an instant. Them looking at themselves and looking at the gun. But like
slowing
they
down
slow
time.
it down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I see that. I mean, damn, where's the spider? It's not gonna leave my
Do we
mind.
need to end the episode early so you can deal with this spider?
I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Okay, so then do you need to keep worrying about it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's what I do best. Let's keep going, bro.
But yeah, I think you should get this. It's called Flux. You should get it for your computer. So it'll help you work later. It'll kind of ease your eyes while you're working.
Oh, so it doesn't hurt your eyes as much?
Yeah. You can look at your screen more.
I loved my face dive.
I like that you did it after you stopped talking. You said it and then went in.
No, I was going in like hurt your eyes much. I was going in for the slow mo for the
okay.
Wow.
Okay. For a little kiss.
Ooh. That one. I hope you're not wearing earphones.
Oh, did that one hurt you?
No, I just people be like,
oh.
You got a little kiss.
It's okay. You can feel endeared by a little kiss in the ear.
Yeah. You want another?
If you've go for it. Oh.
I made out with you.
Yeah, Toby's getting in there with a tongue. You ever tongued somebody's ear? Like
it's
in
like
their ear.
That's what Wet Willie was really about. His iconic ideals were misconstrued.
Okay, so that's actually what Willie meant by Wet Willie.
Yeah. It was a stick.
Oh.
Oh, wait. No, maybe a tongue. No, I mean, but he played with. What about earplay? Have we ever discussed that?
Okay.
You into it? Ear?
Have you ever tried to fuck an ear?
I mean, you could rub it a little bit.
I said, have you ever tried?
There's no trying. It had to be a dead person.
What? Have you ever,
Oh, I did watch Jeffrey Dahmer movie.
the one
other day.
with which one?
I didn't finish it all the way yet, but
The one with
when he's a kid,
oh, so it's
it's
got a
kind of sweet.
child.
It's kind of sweet
Oh,
because it like the whole time I kept being like, why are they portraying him so like? It's gonna make you love him by
people
the end.
really
you
liked
know?
him.
Like he was just kind of a nerd. He was the underdog that you rooted for, kind of, because his family was like, quit being a nerd. And he liked melting cats to get their bones because he liked collecting bones and like fetuses in little jars and shit. But again, that's like that
He's just gonna be a
that
scientist.
could have went the way of being a scientist. He could just like collecting bones and like the science of it.
The boy just
you know?
likes bones. It's not like he's a murderer or anything.
There was I'm just saying from that age, there was a big chance of him going the direction to being one of our greatest minds in history.
I'm gonna say that's a hot take, Toby, and I don't know if I can go out on that limb with you.
Oh, but you don't see what I'm saying though? If things have gone a little bit different,
Okay,
dude, people like collecting bones. People put little
for
fetuses
sure.
in, that is a scientific
people that
thing.
take fetuses and put them in jars.
That's a science thing.
Okay,
You ever seen a
you
picture
ever
from
seen the
30s?
scientist's house?
In the
Full of
30s?
fetuses.
Yes. Little pig fetuses and stuff. They
Okay, I
preserve
thought you
them.
were talking of
Not
person.
human fetuses.
You got to be clear, man.
Okay. Sorry. All of these were animals. All the bones were out. No people yet at this point.
Because at a point.
But in the beginning, when you see his little shed,
well, why don't you tell me where Jeffrey Dahmer's life went
you
wrong?
see his little shed, and you're like, and his dad starts getting mad and breaking all his shit. And he collected the pig fetus that he got from school. He liked dissecting. He liked, seeing the bones and kind of putting them together and preserving them.
Right.
Which is a total normal
How
thing.
did he melt the cats? What do you
use dead cats. He would take it and put it in this acid that like would melt the skin off so he could get the bones and preserve them.
So they were dead cats. He didn't
At this
kill
point,
them.
it wasn't anything living yet.
Okay.
When he was younger, and so he was. But again, from that point, he could have went the direction. There's, people that stuff animals and collect bones, and like he could have went that's still normal at that age.
Okay.
I know it seems a little weird because he's melting cats.
Yeah.
But that's what they do with dead animals. They
what
preserve their
you
bones
do.
and shit. Like, it's the same thing as taking the skull of your dog or your skin of your dog, right?
Right.
Same kind of thing. He was preserving the bones and the pieces of these animals. And he just intrigued.
But then where did it turn, Toby?
Well, I think it turned because he was gay too. And
Okay.
so I think there was a point to where
Because
he
you
was
couldn't
really,
be gay
he couldn't
in
come
the
out,
past.
and he was really attracted to this older man that he would watch do jogs and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one day it snapped that he was made fun of, put in a place. It was weirdo. It had a little group that loved him,
Fucking weirdo.
But it was like you kind of rooted for him still because it's like his no one approved of him. Everyone thought he was weird, and like
Yeah.
And then, but if people had treated him better and they wouldn't have bullied him, he probably would have just been kind of a weird guy.
Is that the same that you could say for every serial killer? Do you think
Like
that
if he was
there's
accepted as, let's say he was, he could, like today, he was born today.
Right.
He was accepted as gay. People were on people about fucking with him about liking bones and stuff. People
Right.
were like not allowing him to be bullied. Like I think he wouldn't have turned out to be a serial killer. He would have been.
But what if
Just
he did?
an odd guy.
What if he was still like had the urge to murder? Because
I don't-
he's still like, I want to see what her skull looks like.
Yeah, you think it would get there? That's the kink to the inappropriate deviousness line, right?
So there could have been a
kinks are
point-
okay. It's okay to get your chest shit on, but once someone shits on your chest and you murder them, I think we've drawn a line.
Which killer were we talking about again?
Dahmer,
Dahmer. Okay.
he would fuck skulls, he would fuck neck holes and shit. He would take their heads off and fuck the fucking skull. And my question was like, he did it with the skin on, right? And it was like, but I think he did it right after he murdered them.
Probably.
So it's like, because if he melted them, took the skin out, and used the bones, I'm like, like put some stuffing.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
to
know.
even imagine that is super fucked up.
I mean,
It
but he was pushed into that by society in a sense.
sucks.
You know,
you
he
could
was-
look at it that way.
If you had started with Dahmer at a young age and give him a more healthy bringing up, I think he wouldn't have ended up like that, as I'm gonna say. And that's what my whole problem with that movie was, kind of like, why is this making me like fucking Dahmer?
Right. Like, why would you do this? Like,
would
why are
they
you
make-
not doing anything slight. Why are they not showing anything like negative? Why aren't they showing any character
It
defects?
made well eventually, but it made.
Yeah.
But as the young kid thing, you just kind of were like, oh, it was kind of like sad, like you know. But that's how they all start. They all started out with a chance, and something got fucked up in their life. You can't name a serial killer that didn't have a fucked up past, like really. I mean, there may be a handful, but
well, yeah, I mean, but that's I think fucked up is relative to the person because you know there have been like rich kids that have turned into killers, and they just had a fucked up past because their parents were vacant. You know what I mean? Their parents just really weren't there.
Yeah.
So that's their fucked up past. Other people,
yeah, it's relative to the person.
It's I had a super overbearing mother, and that's why I killed these people. I had a father who hit
not as
me.
often, right? See, like more violent stuff.
Yeah.
But someone just absent. That's I feel like that one's a light.
Infatuation and hatred for your mother is a huge thing among serial killers.
But wouldn't they have had to torture them in some way or just abandonment though? That doesn't seem like enough. But
I mean,
people
want to
get
have
driven there anyway.
People can have excuses for anything, Toby.
Yeah, that will be our next collaboration album. Will be called "Excuses for Everything."
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, dude. What's up? Wait, did you see Legion? When we found the spider, I was talking about. See, now if I talk about it, it's going to come back or something. It likes Legion.
No,
it's an X-Men spider. I told you.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of it yet, but I know about it. I know what it's about.
I like that one. What else have you been watching? I'm trying to think.
We started watching the new Space Force show yesterday.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's Steve Carell, and he is put in charge of America's Space Force about getting us out into space, and it's pretty funny. There's this one Ben Schwartz is his
Ben Schwartz
is what's his name on Parks and Rec?
Is it the Ben character?
No. It's
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, God damn it. I'm too high for this.
Parks and Rec. What character?
He had a sister. They were rich.
Oh, John Ralphio.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Ben Schwartz.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. But he's Steve Carell's like social media guy.
And Mona Lisa.
Yeah, that was his sister's name. But it's actually really good. And John Malkovich is in it as like a scientist, and it's really funny. They're talking about if their new satellite is equipped with any weapons, and they're like, does it have like any repulsor rays or laser cannons? And he's like, that's science fiction. He's like, we don't have that. We have a net. And they're like, a net? And he's like, yeah, I'm hoping it'll deal with anything. And at one point, a giant Chinese satellite comes by and clips off both of the the wings.
Damn, of the net?
Off of their so it comes up behind the satellite and clips both of like the solar panel wings off of it. So they just start floating away, and then you just see this little net pop out the front of it after the Chinese one came behind and cut it off. So it just
and did nothing.
No. It's actually really good. And then they send a chimp out from one of their other shuttles that they sent up, because apparently the president wanted to see if assault rifles worked in space. So they sent up assault rifles and a dog and a chimp.
And gave them assault rifles?
And sent them up in space, yeah.
They would just fly forever.
Yeah. But they're in orbit.
They would shoot it into orbit?
They were just shooting. Yeah, the bullets would technically fly.
Wouldn't it just fly off forever though, right? In a straight line, the straightest line.
If you celebratory shot a gun in space, there's a high probability that at some point you would hit a planet with a species on it.
It would stay. So anything in this line, which there are a million things, and if you think about like just like a star pattern,
but it's gonna go
so
forever until it hits.
No, it wouldn't.
Something.
Well, it may get pushed into orbit.
Other things,
yeah, and maybe ricocheted off of something if it hits. But I'm just imagining that just the straightest line in the universe.
Yeah.
And it goes, and it'll also like push you back.
Oh yeah,
Really
so
bad.
then you're going that way for forever.
Forever. Oh yeah, you'd actually slow the bullet down if you weren't like tethered.
Yeah.
You know, because you would take some of the power as to where.
So who's
you
actually
go,
so
push it all into the bullet.
Is the bullet actually staying in the same place? Do you just get fired
That would
away
be
from the bullet?
amazing.
I think the bullet stays
Now,
in the
if
same
you're really,
place.
if you get really loose, you get ready for this. You just go and try to take it all, and you just fly away like fucking gravity.
Yeah.
And the bullet just dead.
No, I think that's how it would happen because
no way.
Because if you're holding the gun,
projectile to it. It's
but what
so much. But you're so heavy that you would be taking some of the weight, and you wouldn't go as fast as the bullet. But the bullet would still.
Toby, there's no gravity in space. You travel. The same. It's the same. It's the same. It's same.
No, your weight. It would take more power to move your weight than the bullet. Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Man, we're just talking about a bunch of shit we don't know.
No, I there's probably someone that's just like, you're dumb as fuck.
No.
Know?
It takes a bigger rocket to move a bigger rocket ship. Right?
Okay.
So it takes more power to move more weight.
But that's to get out of our atmosphere.
In space, though, it's like little part. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
So
this is how dumb people feel when we try to tell them that racism isn't real.
Yeah. Oh no, racism is very real.
I mean,
real.
We just not worth it. Or, yeah. It's not worth it. Bro.
Racism isn't worth it.
So full circle. So we're in space. We're trying to shoot bullets.
I really think that we would get shot back.
No, the bullet's not staying still. That would be amazing.
It would. I really enjoy the image of that.
So it wouldn't even the bullet wouldn't even be coming out of the gun. The bullet would stay in the chamber, and the gun would back off of the bullet.
Yeah. Because
maybe that's what is going on right now, and we get. What if we push our universe back when we?
Well, there are theories that we're in a simulation and we move the. We technically never move. We just move the earth around us.
Yeah, like that Rick and Morty where he was on the spaceship with the never-ending treadmill that was like in a virtual world.
I don't know if I haven't seen any of the new ones.
That was old.
Okay.
It was David Cross played the fucking main alien.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it was a big treadmill that was like digitally created. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that theory is pretty crazy. It's too much. People are too bored.
Yeah.
It's like, man, the simulation theory has been around probably forever, but it's gotten so detailed.
I heard something. A woman who was the head of a tech agency that was like building apps or whatever. She was the CEO of this company, and she
building apps.
Yeah. Well, she died. She died sometime late last year. But the last thing she said to her mom was something like, "I'm freaking out. Nothing. Ah, fuck.
The simulation is real."
Yeah, like we were in the Matrix, basically. And then she ended up dead.
I mean, she ended up dead. She was dying, you said.
No. She died, is what I said. I didn't say she was dying.
You said she was dying, and she said, is what I heard.
No, I don't think I said that. Maybe I did.
Okay, so what you're saying, though, is that she said that and instantly died?
Right. No, look up I'll read it, but just like, get you Google or something. And I'll
what is it?
Just look up...
what did I put? Dry eye disorder, pot smoke. It's like, you mean dry eyes?
So you're a Nadav.
Yeah. I put keywords and I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional Googler. There's some people that like, I'll add information. I'll put prepositions in when I don't need them and shit like that. You know? And it's like, there's some people that just hit the keywords and know what they need to ask. And I'm just not one of those people, you know? Now the pressure's on you. What's your badass Googling skills? Googling. That's what I would have called it. Googling. We're here for you. In times like these, I kept hearing Crystal Lee do jokes like that. In times like these, staying together is more important than ever. Prius. Stolen joke. Well, not technically.
Okay.
Words.
Parents of Utah CEO found dead say she suffered a manic episode. I just want to see what it says in her last tweet.
And there's an infinite amount of things happening, and the more people grow, the more things will happen, and so there will be more coincidences, and so I feel like,
okay, this is what she said to her mom. It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix.
we're in the Matrix. Why did she say the Matrix?
Because
that's the only way to explain it to her mom.
Because everybody knows what that means. If you're like, we're in the Matrix, they're like, oh, we're in the simulation.
That seems like some piece of shit thing to say when you die.
Well, I mean, it's eventually we've had this conversation before, that's eventually what it's gonna get to anyways, so it's not crazy that we'd be in one right now.
Oh, well, dude, what? I mean, the idea of it would be crazy, but why wouldn't we have any of the information? How long would we have to be in it to not realize that Brandon, because like if we went willingly in any sense, then we would have some memory of it being like that.
I don't know.
Or maybe the little bit of memory would be us making up religion.
Right.
And like
maybe that's death and
weird
rebirth
answers and shit.
Maybe when we do DMT, that's us just downloading like some sort of proxy.
Or just us hacking into some shit we can't read.
Yeah, and then you get to see the code.
And can't really, you kind of get some of it, and you do understand some of the codes. So I feel like this is a weird conversation. I love it. I don't know. So this bitch thinks that everything is
This bitch found dead said that it's all a game.
Again, she wasn't sick.
It's a thought experiment. Right? Correct. She was not sick.
And so she said this and just died.
Like she went to LA for a conference and then up to San Francisco.
That's not enough to kill someone off of. Or did they think she's starting to talk now?
Well, she's a tech CEO. She may have been shown something by someone.
And she was a weak link. And they were like, we see it.
Yeah.
Dude, well fucking did you watch the most recent fucking Recent. I like that.
That's Toby. When Toby fucks up, he won't say I'm sorry I fucked up. He'll be like, I like that.
That's true art, man. You want to talk about what art is?
No.
Making up new words like fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That's fucking art. Oh man, such a good defense attorney.
Or like the dude who wrote Wizard of Oz and came up with the term munchkin.
Oh, we still use that today.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Little cookies.
There are cookies called Munchkins?
Yeah, sure. You never heard of them? If there's not, that's a good brand. They're Munchkins because you're munching on them.
Yeah. Munchkins. Munchskins. They're either potato skins or pork rinds.
Coming to you from the Matrix. Man. So again, let's back to odds. What do you think the odds are?
That we're in a simulation?
But I was going to ask you, no, hold on, let's go back. The most recent Musk interview with Joe.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I didn't listen to it because I felt like it was going to be too heavy, and I've really just been listening to him talk to comedians.
Nice. He's nice to listen to because he's like, and he's way more careful this time.
Yeah.
He takes like 8 seconds before every answer. He's very careful about his words. He was advised.
Okay.
From like, it was like, he didn't say much last time, but he got a little stoned and he got a little too in depth.
Yeah.
And I could tell, because just the speed that he answered in the first one, for the second one, I could tell that he was advised, like, you better watch your fucking mouth this time.
Yeah.
And so he just like really mull that over before he give the most vague answers.
Oh, okay.
Like he was really like you could tell it was he was beaten up by the press or his company or somebody made him like that. But the first weird thing I'll talk about was about him giving up his possessions, his worldly possessions.
No.
So I was in the news and shit. So right when he was having that baby, when he named Ash, was it something -12? I forget, but he announced that he was, because people were berating him about being, I guess, selfish and all these things, and like not really for the cause, because he like owned, 8 fucking multi-million-dollar houses and all these properties and all this shit. And so he was currently in the process of selling all his homes, including the one he lives in, selling all his cars, selling his computers, selling every possession that he has that's extra in his life.
Yeah.
So he'll live in a rental property. He'll live in a car that he's testing out only. He'll drive new cars that he's testing out. He won't have collection of cars. He's giving up every extra worldly possession. He's putting the money into his new projects.
Huh.
About getting us to Mars. This is his main thing. He really wants us on fucking Mars. Or he wants him up there. I don't know.
Yeah, he wants to go to Mars. I think, I still think that there's a good possibility that we moved here from Mars. There's a theory
there's
about,
a possibility. Like, the leftover. There's energy from that only man-made nuclear bombs let off. There's like that leftover energy that's there there's no reason for it to be there.
Right.
It's not natural. And then there's like some seem like remnants under the ground of like society. That is a possibility that a long time ago, and that's why we have such short stories on Earth. Was the new inhabitable? It was the closest inhabitable planet.
Well, I think we made it habitable.
But there still may have been life here. It seems like there would have been. I don't think we created life here.
Because it is weird that like us and Mars are kind of
like.
It
was a full growing green planet, and this was the Mars, and Earth was the Mars.
Yeah.
It was empty. And we brought water, an atmosphere, gases. That's a crazy theory.
There's
we
a possibility.
Grew Earth,
like at a certain before. Like, because the planet's been here for billions of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Planet, like, probably even longer than that. There's no telling how long that this has actually been here. And there are people that think that, I think that humans have been here a lot longer than like a few thousand years. I think human beings have been on this planet for a very, very, very long time.
Like, I trust the idea of like, I don't submit to really anything but like moving science. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like science with an asterisk. Like I kind of believe in where we are in science, but I also will never 100% believe it because we can learn new things.
Well, I think the human race has been wiped out a few times.
Yeah, on Earth.
Yeah, I think.
Or you think that? See, the Mars theory is interesting because it's like that would be the leftovers that we're about to leave Earth on after some catastrophe, and then we would move back there and bring the plant back and bring the atmosphere back and.
So I just want to give you. I want you to have a little perspective.
Throw something
I'm about to say. So there's more time between Cleopatra and the building of the Great Pyramids than us and Cleopatra.
Okay. Wait, that was almost packet.
I'm just saying that's a long fucking time ago. Like the pyramids, no one knows when the pyramids were built. No one knows when they were built. Because when the people like
they found them.
They found them. When they moved to Egypt, they found those.
Yeah. The Mayans. That's what we called them.
But they could be some of these things could be left over from the last time we were here.
There could be a bunch of people that found them. But yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. But the Mayans were the first ones that like were questioning like, do you know where those are from? Nah.
Yeah.
No, I made it. We built it. You don't remember?
You did not build those.
Over 100 years though, it became like, oh, I don't know, we built it.
Right.
Like, we've been here forever. And it just became another one of those things. Okay, so I always get to this point when we're debating things. It's like, I'm so sick of
so tired of fighting.
Pontificating and trying to find out answers. I want the fucking truth at some point.
Right. I want
and
disclosure.
You will never find it.
Give me some disclosure.
What have you... Now, can you name one thing, one single goddamn thing, even down to reality, because we're talking about the simulation, that you know is true?
I know that I am conscious.
Know that you're conscious. That's probably the best answer you could have had.
That's the only thing that I am truly aware of. I know
because
that
you're doing something.
I am me. I am awake. Yeah.
Let Okay.
Now, as far as like, is this a dream and I'm going to wake up in another layer at some point?
Or you're just
I don't know.
a played out.
But right
if you're
now,
a played out simulation, how would you be conscious?
I don't know. But even then, it's just like I could just be programmed to experience something for
That
the
feels
hell
like
of it.
consciousness.
Yeah, it's true. But the thing
So
that
you don't
I
even know that. You don't even know if you're
not
conscious.
fucking fully.
Not 100%, but
Nope,
99.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm awake.
I think, therefore, I am.
I feel like if we were in some lab right now, I'm pretty sure in that state, I went, oh, I was really think I'm
You
awake.
wiggled your toes.
Yeah, something like that.
No, like he's waking up. No one's ever woken up.
Wait, never mind. He's back to doing a stupid podcast. He thinks it's real. Man, in the simulation, you won't even give me an idea of having a good podcast.
Yeah, right.
Damn. So
that's the one reason that like
you don't believe in simulation. Everyone would be killing it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but then it wouldn't seem real. But wouldn't we be in separate simulations?
Yeah,
And
and
would
wouldn't
they throw us all? Is it like Call of Duty style? We're all playing on the same map,
okay,
and that's why they can't let everyone succeed. Yeah, it's just like Call of Duty. They let the natural
it's blackout.
succeed.
Yeah,
You know.
life is blackout.
And the best, the ones that live it. See, and that's why the wise, the ones who would been considered to have gone through a lot of past lives, they're supposed to be better at life. Just like that Call of Duty guy, he's died a lot.
Yeah,
and he knows to be fucking paranoid and look everywhere and knows the plan. Like, and so he's better at life, and he has wisdom.
okay.
So you know.
So you need to start befriending fucking doomsday preppers and
people
paranoid
play Call of Duty.
schizophrenics. Yeah.
It's gonna be helpful. But I don't know. It's funny to think about. We're in the simulation.
Yeah. But even then, like, how much if Elon really believed that, why would he be selling all of his shit?
No, he didn't say anything about the simulation.
He's the one that talks about it. He's the one that's like, it is definitely more possible.
More likely that
Yeah.
we're already in it.
Yeah,
but
not.
But
It's
also,
like, then why
okay,
would
so-
you give a shit about what all these simulated people are saying? But is what we're experiencing the simulation, and we are not simulated people. We're not simulated consciousness, but this is a simulated reality.
Well, that's definitely true on some level, even in our own minds, right? Because like our own minds are so complex that like it's the color theory that we don't see the same color,
yeah.
so therefore we wouldn't view, we would view each other not like how they viewed themselves in the world.
Right.
So like there's a possibility we've all learned to speak through some physical being as a consciousness, but live in completely different worlds. Like there could be what you call octopus people, I call my friends, and you might see them as octopus people.
It's true,
but I know they're my friends. You're like, no, those are octopuses, bro. They love me. They sucker me up.
You're like, I like the way
they act. Maybe I'm an octopus.
They're just like flopping around on you.
But again, doesn't it suck if this is a simulation? It's like definitely a jail, because if it was a real simulation in our favor, then we would be able to have more control over it and design, which may be like what it is when people like go out and work hard or whatever and be successful. Is that them really giving into the simulation and being good at it? Like like the guy who has died a lot. Is it the same kind of
So do you
idea?
get out by committing suicide?
Whoa, I wasn't jumping there.
Well, no, if you
That's not
go
gonna
if
get
you go
better at the game. Because what if there's nothing else to do but the game?
Yeah.
What if the game's the only thing?
And then you just get a game over screen.
And then it's just, well, shit, well, now I'm not playing the game. Now I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
What if that's what it is, but on a bigger scale?
Okay, so so this is just like the Rick and Morty episode, that Rick and Morty episode, the blips and shits.
Yeah.
He's taking Roy off the map. He doesn't have a social security card for Roy. Roy
is that
2,
winning the game?
Dave? No, that's the game.
The
It's
game
just-
is understanding it's not, doesn't have the rules that it's set up for you.
Right, because the way
That's-
Rick was playing it is different from the way Morty played it. Morty played it like it was a real life, and he died in his 50s working at a carpet store.
And it was sad.
Yeah.
That's
And
where
then-
Rick was living it up.
Yeah. Living it up.
That's another thing I've been thinking about recently, like, which, how I live. This is not a great epiphany to have, but I've been considering, like, just over a few statements I've just heard from people, podcasts, shit like that.
Okay.
Like, I've just gathered together that like
I'm excited
the
for
secret
this.
to life
Yeah.
is doing whatever the fuck you want. Like that person that dies at 60 smoking, eating bacon, and fucking prostitutes is probably smiling going out. He wasn't a Dave or a Roy,
Right.
or whatever. I didn't mean.
It's Roy 2, Dave.
Oh, okay. So, no, it wasn't Roy 1 though, where he went and did the carpet store. Like this dude just partied until the day he died. Like that's that whole quality of life thing. Did Jimi Hendrix, even though he died before 30, have a better life than like Aunt B? Well, she was famous, but her character. I couldn't think of an old person in real life. No, she's famous too.
Yeah.
I don't know of any non-famous old people that aren't like in my family.
Well, now see, but there's a difference though. Like, do whatever you want, but do it well.
What's the verses of quality?
Like, it's weird that like we listen to the same podcast, but we come out of it with different things. Because you're like, I learned to not take shit, to do whatever I fucking wanted, live fast, die young.
Like, which one do you watch?
Like, what? Like how to live fast, die young.
Sesame Street, man. Get hard as shit if you think about it. But no, I've been considering that. Like, I think about Zena's grandfather. He was like that. He was like living on the farm, smoking, drinking.
Yeah.
Kind of a little fucked up.
But there's a difference between doing what you want. But like,
what do you mean?
Now you know, like when I because like I hit a cig every now and again. I'm gonna hit a cig again.
It's not about smoking. It's whatever that is to you. You know
exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like I still like because I love smoking.
Yeah,
I love the act of smoking.
What cigars? Have you tried cigars?
I haven't like I
love
what's
a good cigar.
Funny is that I'm more afraid of getting
mouth cancer
from a cigar. Yes, and I know that it's irrational. I know that it's bullshit. But like it's something that comes up anytime someone's like cigar. I'm like, vape. I will get an immediate mouth cancer.
I'm like, dude, it's been proven that it's healthier than smoking. You're like, I don't trust it. The vape thing,
right? But I still don't. Really
and you're like,
trust it.
That's way more dangerous. I'm like, no, it's been proven it's safer.
But now it's been proven that it's not.
It's still proven that it's safer than smoking. Like, there's no comparison of deaths and fucking cancerous.
Well, they haven't been around as long.
That's true, but even in the time that has been, even by number, by percentage.
Right, but a lot of that stuff too is like the bullshit quality of the juices and shit. That's what's really harmful.
I think we could get there to where, because I mean, it's like, I was hearing, again, I take a lot of my advice from Dr. Drew, which he deals with addicts and stuff mainly, but, and he still like prescribes stuff. He's still an active doctor, but he was saying that about nicotine. He was like, if you want to stop, smoking is what's bad for you. It's like, vaping is like has been proven to be a lot better, and gum is like if you take gum and then never get off of nicotine, that's fine. He's like nicotine isn't bad for your brain; it's actually really good for your brain.
Yeah,
it's the smoking. And it's like little things like that a doctor wouldn't tell you ever. Right. That I like him for, because he's also like Any asked him. Did you see that one with Any? With their he's their switcher.
Okay,
the monitor switches, and he's like, how much cocaine could I do to where it wouldn't be unhealthy? And he was like, but he broke it down. He's like, first of all, not condoning it, get that out of the way. Second of all, he's like, you could probably do one bump a day for the rest of your life and never have anything bad happen to your body or mind.
And
you could probably binge once. He's like, you could probably binge once a month and not have it. He's like, but once people get in the habit of binging or doing one bump, they do 2, they do 8.
Because that's cocaine.
Why it's like you can do it, but you have to have the most self-control.
You got to be the person that could go without it, but then what you're doing is you're just taking it away from the people that want it. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're the guy that has enough control over himself to just do a bump a day, it's like it's already not going to do anything for you. You'll always, because it's cocaine.
It'll push you up like coffee. It'd be like a coffee a day,
right? Know? But with a much faster come down.
Look, it's harsher, but yeah.
Like faster, harsher, but still, it's not worth it.
It's still, no, I mean, it'd be worth it. Do a bump, like, because like you come down real quick from the initial, but then you're still like awake for 3 hours. There's still like a lingering effect of adrenaline that's left over. It'd be better than a cup of coffee. I want some. No, I mean, that's one I had an early handle on was because I liked it too much. We've talked about that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I liked it too. But after a certain point, I didn't.
Didn't affect you the same way?
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like because
I'm grow in and out of things.
I like I'm really into fucking self-improvement, Toby. I'm really into looking at.
People can take drugs their whole life. I mean, you just got to be reasonable about it.
For sure. Like, if it doesn't become a problem, if it doesn't affect your life in a negative way, like truly, but you've got to be able to take that inventory. You've got to be able to look at yourself and be like, am I doing too much coke? You're like, okay, I'm still able to make it to work on time. My relationships are good. I'm not like giving up certain things for cocaine
or running out of money doing sketchy shit. Like those areas are where anything can get dangerous, really, you know? But you have to know, like, I'm way better with coke than I am with alcohol. Yeah, like, I can do a little line and then take months off, and it's not a problem.
Well, you know, how much of it do you think is psychosomatic? How much do you think of it as like all in your head?
The thing I just use like as in the place of every other medication in a lot of ways. Alcohol and pot, I just use instead of like going and getting medication.
Yeah, and what would you need medication for?
Well, you know, I've been diagnosed with a couple things, just manic depression and. I show a lot of borderline personality signs. Yeah. And I've got a lot more hold on it, but I'm also drinking and smoking every day. It's like, so that's been a lot of the reason. Because during my day, I'm not okay. And I always have lash outs before I start medicating myself in some ways, you know. But I don't want to take medication. I've always been against it. Like I took some when I was a kid. And I just made me feel dumb. And
I don't think people should like do that to themselves.
But it's more about regulating, because I don't mind even using drugs for medication, because I think that's exactly what they're for. But it's about regulation. It's about like I probably smoke too much, probably use tobacco way too much, probably drink too much. Even though all these things I could have in my life if I was just a little bit more moderate. Yeah, you know, and they'd all be okay. I could probably live a good, healthy, long life with a little bit of all these things. Yeah. But there's some that I don't have control or as much of a handle on. You know what I mean? Like,
well, like when do you feel like you're gonna? So is that something that you're ever gonna handle, or is that something that you're just gonna kind of let?
I can say like I am constantly handling it, like as far as like getting it too out of control. Because again, I can still live my life. So it's a constant handling, and it's just about.
But what's your quality of life? Like, does it get in the way of you achieving more?
My quality of life. Does it get alcohol?
Whatever you use to medicate.
Yeah, long term, like I just need to find. Well, it's also, you know,
because I know you want big stuff. I know you want big things.
And there would be a different life to where I. Didn't have as much going on in my mind to where I could focus a little more, you know? Yeah. But because of what I have naturally, I do have to regulate in some way, whether it be medication or, you know, some days I can get a hold of it, but rarely by myself, you know? But it has to be one way or the other for me. It's not, I don't have the luxury, which you don't either, I think, of that most people have to have full focus on success and positive things. You know, like I don't have the ability to do that. And so I have to do things to distract myself, to medicate, to even get to these places.
I have to do something to make myself remember that
what you're doing or
that it's all within my control. That all I have to do is just do the thing. All I have to do is do the thing and be consistent with it, and it'll work. And that's what I have to tell myself. Yeah. Like now I don't know for sure that it's going to happen, but that's what I'm doing right now. And you know, like with when I got sober from my addiction and I quit. I mean, I know I'm smoking the end of a cigarette right now, but like I've effectively quit smoking cigarettes. When I stopped doing that, like everything got a lot clearer. Because it got me away from that kind of like, because I've never had like a small town mindset. I've never had that, like, but I lost something at a certain point. I think it was when I came back to town. Like I started losing
big dream.
No, I didn't. I've always had big dreams. You
lost the big picture of it.
I lost the that go-getter like
Oh,
fight
yeah.
like. Because, you know, like when we were out west, like I'd be like, come on, Toby, let's go down to Hollywood and play guitar. You know, like I was like, let's get it. Let's get ourselves in front of some people. Let's do the thing.
And I was like, I'm tired.
I'm going to stay here. You're like, but this is how we make money to eat. And then you'll be like, you got it. And I'll be like, okay, I guess I'll go make money for 4 adults today playing guitar.
How many times did you go by yourself? Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Really?
Like, especially when Kat was there. Yeah, you were barely leaving that little dungeon.
Oh, okay. And you would just go out and play? Was that really hard on those days?
It was, I mean, always when I'm playing music, I can put shit aside and I can be okay. But like, was I slightly frustrated? Yeah. Cause like feeling like
That's crazy to me to think about you out there by yourself. I don't think I ever would have gone out there by myself.
I mean, like I when I was young, like I had that in me. It was like you have to play music for people. You have to play music for people. That's for
but
people.
See, but in my mindset, I got the same out of my day because I would have like written a new song. No one would ever hear it, and I've forgotten it. But I felt accomplished because that was what I felt like I was supposed to be doing.
Right, but
because I didn't like playing for people. I never have. Never been the performer mindset. Like, you know, I like making the songs, and I do want people to hear them, but I've just not been that. I've never had that same mindset as you.
Then have you
can tell.
Yeah, I mean, have you thought
if you've seen
about
us on stage
more into going into like just being a producer? Then, if you're not
I'll do
super
some of that, but I like singing and making the songs. But dude,
but you don't care about putting it out to people.
I mean, today, especially as the fucking world changes and gets more fucking separated, like you don't have to. You could once a year and you'd blow people's minds. Like
what? Put out music once a year?
Perform.
Oh, okay.
You know, you don't have to. People listen during their day. You know,
do have to make music videos. You do have to make music appearances. You've got to deal with people.
Not as much anymore though.
Okay.
You can run your own life. You don't need agents as much anymore. You can like do your own thing, sell your own music online, make a living, and not
right.
It's more up to you.
But like
now.
what? You're right. It is absolutely up to you.
Yeah,
it's absolutely
There's
up to you.
So many people that make like a good living off of music.
Well, what are your moves? What are the moves that like what do you see in the next 2 years? Like what are your like milestones within the next 2 years that you're like
finishing up?
Because like when do you want to not be doing construction?
It's not about that for me. Like it's about getting the best product. I'm eventually gonna have the best thing around for a second. You know, like that's what I'm working towards. Like it doesn't really matter about the time of when things change in my life. It matters about the product. So my first 2 things to getting to where I want to be, the next step would be learning to make everything radio quality, mixing, mastering wise, putting it out, and then finding good enough connections to promote and just making money off streams. You know, that's where the money is too. Like you could sit back and collect and make music all the time off of that. You know, those are my next 2 moves that I'm already doing. It just takes years to get good. You know?
Right, but like, does not like putting a. Why won't you put a number on it? Why won't you put like a time frame on it to like give yourself like some extra push?
A time frame?
Yeah, because
I have like time frames that the things that I plan to accomplish that I already have plans for by the end of 2020. I have them listed out and I have the plans for them.
Right. Well, I mean, like, I'm not getting on your ass or anything. I'm just like, because I have a plan with our YouTube channel that within like, I'm trying to get us like starting to make money off of it within like before the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, and I actually have that goal out and I have a plan of how to make that happen.
Mine is about the streams. Like mine is the million streams.
Right. But
because the last time, like I've found out how to make easily 10 to 30,000 a song just by pitching to blogs and playlists and like doing it naturally like that. And so it's even 10 per, like that's just going to take more music being put out because like last year off of 3 got 100. So like if I just do that 10 times, I can break that goal. And I'm not sure if I'll get it because of how slow all of the mixing and mastering is going.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to get close to that and get in the habit of this is who you put it through. This is where, this is where it works the best, and just kind of find out the system. I'm still learning the system, but I think beyond hitting that, I do have some social media goals I'm probably not gonna reach by the end of the year. The streaming ones I've actually got planned out, and I'm pretty sure I can get close to 1 million. But it's just gonna take a lot of material. You gotta, if you're doing small numbers, it's just about the load. Then
Yeah.
Because if we put out and in my head what we got off of that every fucking week, we could make a living off of making music. That easy, without doing anything else than just being in our houses and doing what we do.
Yeah.
And it's just about building up to where we can put out quality content that quick, which is why I'm trying to figure out all the, finishing details. But that's my goal on the music end for us. So, and I'm just trying to work towards making that system a little more fluent,
Yeah.
But it's just going to take some time. But the same thing, we both have like the set number and time, but I'm also worried because, this was a goal I set in January, and I'm still working. I worked on that album and I got real obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get the songs out. So now I'm like almost 6 months into the year. I'm like, shit, man, I don't even have them ready yet, but I have a few ready. And so it's just like, I'm already behind.
Yeah.
So it feels super stressful, but again, next year will be easier. The year after that will be easy. I'll get the system down. I'm just learning the ins and outs of how to put out music and how to get money off of it.
Yeah.
But
when's gonna be your I don't know though. Is it to throw a little bit of you at you? Is it truly what it is in the art form until you fully give into it and do it full time?
I mean, some people have to still make a living during the day,
right? But like I know that
comedians start out, you got to waitress, you got to keep doing what you do.
But like on the days that you don't go in to do work, are you still like, do you sleep in, or do you like get up and treat that as a work day with?
I still work every day.
Dude, I'm not at you. I'm asking you about your days. Like,
I'm just telling you the truth. I don't take a day off, and I haven't in a long time.
Okay.
No, I did take one. No, even on my birthday, I worked a little, but like, I tried to take a day off on my birthday, but I got angry. I just get angry at myself when I'm not working. But
okay, so yeah.
Wait, what were you asking though?
Because I don't know. I want to see you. I want to see you do big shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm just learning the system of it.
I just don't want you to be. I want to see you hungry for it. Because
this is me hungry. I see.
Well, no, you're like I'll work it until I don't need to work it anymore. It's like, but that's like, you could be doing that. You can use that as an excuse forever.
Wait, what?
Because you're like, I don't take a day off. I've never taken a day off. I do it all the time. But you've been doing that for 3 years now, and
I have a shit ton of material to show for it. The instant one thing works, I have a backlog like no other.
Right, but what's
I'm ready for it.
But what's keeping you from doing it? So you're ready
it's
for
not
it.
Perfect.
But
the end product is not quality yet.
Then you don't have a backlog.
I do. That can quickly be mastered and fixed.
Okay.
That's fucking weeks and months of work that people won't get to by the time, How do you not understand that? I don't understand what you're asking. Like,
what?
I don't understand what you're asking.
I'm asking like when you're trying to see return on, so you're working, you put in all this work, you put in all these hours, like when are you expecting to see a return on that time investment of yours, that energy investment, and the stress investment?
Even?
Well, just to
breaking even is going to take a minute,
because like you say that like it's you spend all this work on it, and you spend all this time, but we've had this conversation before that like it takes a lot more than just it takes a lot more than just the production of the material. It takes a lot more than just having a perfect, because we've already
start. If you don't have that, you don't have shit though. I'm
aware that content is the.
So if I don't have that perfect, I don't have anything. But my thing that I'm trying to work out is connections with promoters and stuff like that.
Promoters and different fucking playlist curators and stuff like that.
And just people with big accounts,
Yeah.
stuff like that that'll just like that you submit to. A
So
lot
is
of
it kind of
blogs,
like
stuff that.
like wishing for? Is it kind of like a luck thing? Like or is there more of like an actual approach that you could take? Because I know that like eventually you're gonna have to give into the social media and run the
I'll
social
have
media.
to have a social media, but I have to have a following before I'm gonna get a good one. And like that again, that starts with the product with me, like getting it perfect, which takes fucking years. Takes 10 fucking years probably to sound perfect by yourself. And so like 5 years in, you can start expecting.
But see, I don't know if I completely
product.
agree with you. I don't know.
10,000 hours.
No, I don't. I don't know if I completely
right?
agree with the fact that it has to be perfect for you to make it off of it. Like think about all the shit that gets.
You'll make it enough off of it before it's perfect.
I'm just saying, like think about all the fucking rappers that put shit out that's garbage and get recognized and get brought up, and you're here toiling away though. Like
Making
when
music that will mean something, though.
That's not what it's about.
That is what it's about to me.
I understand that that's what it's about to you, but like as that relates to the masses, the people.
Again,
like
I'm trying to make better music over making it. If I had to choose to make it before I die and make shit that wasn't me and didn't feel right, I would choose to not be rich and make music that I thought would be that would last. Something that I really believe in. Really,
okay. But where does that allow for like growth and positive change within like what you're doing? Like, do you ever want to like move out of this house? Do you ever want to move out of this area?
That takes me getting my system that I'm doing down. That's all that takes.
Right.
And then I could move anywhere.
Well, what is that?
The system down.
Right. But does that like do you find yourself in these moments? Like when you get angry and when you're not content, like what are any of those things to do with like how you perceive your surroundings, or like is there anything like within yourself that you're not completing?
Yeah, of course, I know.
Or
I have but again, it's like I have a part of my mind that could be changed. Like that's why I've been considering going to some therapy and shit recently.
Yeah.
Because like I definitely have all the makings of exactly the person I want to be, and it's like I mean not to brag and hate on myself, but I feel like a suicidal genius. Like I can't let myself succeed, but I have to create the best thing I've ever seen before I die, and I'm lacking that piece of my mind because I don't. There's just shit I haven't dealt with, things in my mind, things that I can't even help, that probably need to learn to medicate better in different ways, healthier ways. But I just feel kind of handicapped in a piece of my mind. That's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about, where you see me as lacking drive when I'm lacking the type of drive you have, because I don't care.
I see your drive. I see your drive. It's
Mine's in the product. When it's the same thing when you see us on stage. Right. Like you can tell I spend a lot of time thinking about those lyrics, and you can tell you can put them out there better. It's just like you can see it in between us.
Yeah.
I'm missing that piece of like I have to have people here. I just want to get a system where I make the money. I don't care as much about anything else. Like if I can get a good hustle going on my music, like I'll chill out a little bit, but I don't really need much more than that, as long as I'm making like the most quality products I can, because then I know it's worthwhile. I know my time's worthwhile, even if it takes an entire lifetime for someone to find it. Once they see it, like I want shit like fucking like Shine On, I want something like that in my history that just like will always be in music. Like I would way rather be Syd Barrett, that like went fucking crazy but started a phenomenon that will never be remembered.
You want a song written about you?
But you see what I'm
you want the most famous thing about you to be a song that someone wrote about you after you died.
No, the famous thing about him is starting Pink Floyd. You see what I'm saying? He started a phenomenon.
Right, but you know that because you liked Pink Floyd. So like the only person
people aren't he's not.
People are like, who's Syd Barrett?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's who Shine On You Crazy Diamonds about. And they're like, oh, that's crazy.
Like crying in the corner, going crazy in the studio, like, and he couldn't understand it. Man, it's like that Nirvana song about their TikTok friend.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
No.
It's like and he likes all our pretty songs, and he likes to shoot his gun.
Yeah.
But he don't know what it means.
Yeah.
And he don't know what it means when I say he's the one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's too crazy to understand. But that seems like much more of a lasting effect. Even though he wasn't noticed, he started something that is going to be in music forever because of what he created.
Right.
And so that means a lot, you know.
Right, but there's no like if I
had to be Sid Barrett or Justin Bieber, someone that's the extremes. I always go extreme. But see, Justin Bieber is well known, well loved, admired all over the world, but he's sold out a million times over.
I think sometimes the extremeness hurts. I think sometimes
thinking in that sense.
I think that hurts sometimes because there's no reason you can't have a quality content and make money off of it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Like with these with just the short amount of like I've used the past 6 weeks with those dead videos as like a microcosm of like my plan. You know what I mean? Like I've been consistent with those specific videos for this amount of time, and they're doing really well on a really good trajectory.
Yeah,
like trajectory, not trajectory.
Yeah,
trajectory on a really good trajectory. Like yeah. So I'm using that as a microcosm of what I'm trying to form with this. But like I'm making a quality piece of content. Like I'm put the work into those videos.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm streamlining my process with it. So like yesterday I knocked out editing 2 of them in a day. That's a lot of shit. And I did it in a day.
And by the time you have people watching, you will be good at it.
Right.
You know
and
what I mean?
like then like I'll be making money off of it. And that's hopefully within the next at least 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's I'm just like I want to make the best quality thing possible. But I also want that to be there's no reason that I can't make a livelihood and do well. Like I grew up poor, man. Like I'm
on your side. I feel like we have everything in common here. It's like, I mean, as far as like you said, the payback shit, the money that I put into it, I've already gotten about close to half.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's still not what I wanted. I wanted double.
Right.
But see, even that is just like a building process of like learning to work the system better and getting in and getting to know people, getting relationships with people that will put you up more often for free and like, just learn the system. But I have the same goal on it.
But I feel like is there like a consistency thing that irks you?
Oh, well,
like putting things out with consistency. Like where does
I can't do that yet. But I don't have the skill to put out like what I need of quality music yet.
But that's what I don't think anybody's, unless they've had something in the can for a minute and they're working up to a release.
Everybody else pays someone, and I'm to the point to where I really can't. So I'm just having to learn the ins and outs of the finishing details.
Right.
You know, because I mean I have a quality product up until a deep mix and a master.
But then, are you still unable to give yourself like a rough like deadline?
For what?
So like you'd be like, I want to release a track every fucking Friday.
Oh yeah, I want to get to that point. Right now, I'm trying to get to like a 2 a month.
To where I've
got one releasing that's already being processed. I've already submitted to blogs and all this shit. It's coming out June 6th. That one's a trial run, and then I have one another 2 weeks after that. And so I have 3 or 4 set up in line about 2 weeks to a month apart, depending on which ones. And I already have the plans of submission. So it's a thing of like, some of it is a big gamble because a lot of it's like sending people shit from someone they've never heard, and like they have to run through it and like
when they get these submissions all the time. But again,
it's like it's about your list. So I've gotten a ton of people to contact. So it's like it's about going back to odds.
Yeah.
So once we get to 1,000 people to submit to, our first chance odds are amazing because now, I mean, out of 1,000, I could give myself 5 people that'll really like it for free, put it on, get some good numbers from, and get money back from it. Mm-hmm. And see, those 5 people will fuck with us the next time. And the next time we submit, the song might work better in some more areas. Maybe we'll get 7. Yeah. It's about the bringing your percentage up just by the sheer volume. Yeah. That's what that's the game I kind of have for it. is like, because I'm unknown and I don't have the money to pay people or
Man,
this kind of shit. I'm collecting everyone's contact info. I'm going, this is some tips, this is some inside tips. I'm just going to every website, every fucking person that puts out music, writes about music, journalists, all kinds of shit, and just collecting their contact info. And I'm trying to just make my email list and do it fucking, what's the comedian, the bro comedian that made it real big off of MySpace?
Dane Cook.
I'm trying to do it that style. Get my email list up and just fucking bombard them until they listen to it. And eventually, if I get 20 out of those 1,000 that I bombard, that's a check monthly. Once I get that relationship, but that'll take a few songs, I'm still getting to the process of being able to get them the quality I want. It's not as easy as it seems. I mean, shit. Some people come into it more simply and get there easier, but like, again, I'm working with me, so I'm working with my mistakes and all my shit. I'm to learn how to. I will be the best producer after I get my shit perfect. I'll be able to do anybody's voice. Yeah, because I'm froggy the way I like talk and gritty and like there's so many frequencies I have to go in and tweak and take out and like. All this work I have to do for my voice to sound decent. Yeah. Like, and so I'm gonna be good after that. Yours will be easy, I feel like, after I've worked with mine for a while. You know? But no, I'm really excited about it though. Like this year's gonna be good. I have the album's still it's pretty much finished. It's pretty much mixed and mastered, but I don't have the money or the plan to really put it out for a while. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do singles. I have a couple of singles lined up. And I want that one on you because like again we bring a different crowd. We just send that shit to Europe. Yeah, see if they like it.
Well, no, and I've got time to work on it now since I got those 2 videos done. So I'm gonna get this podcast dealt with.
I feel like, I go up and down in my moods, but I'm pretty much like pretty happy. Yeah. I know I'm like telling you this with like the saddest.
Oh no! Like at this point in my life, I'm the most driven I've ever been, and I'm not taking failure right now. So
I told you I had the epiphany recently about the thing of like that I finally felt good enough about it not to worry about if people saw it thing. Yeah, I've been like very peaceful since then. As far as like I know I'm doing good work. I chilled out a little bit as far as the stress. Still working the same amount, but I chilled out like. Making myself feel bad all the time. It's like I was really self-destructive to the point to where it was hard to work sometimes with that mentality. And so, but I've gotten to a good place of like, dude, I just have to make the best music. I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just really have this, the urge to like, make something memorable, which I feel great about. Right. Makes my heart smile. Okay. What makes your heart smile?
I just want I want ease. That's all I ever want. And I worry about money too much. So I need to make sure that I can make enough money. And the way I make money is very particular to me because like I can't go back to construction. I can't do it. Like my body doesn't want to do it anymore. I want to do things with my body that I want to do. So like I go running every day. I lift weights every day. So like I feel good with what I'm doing with my body.
Like, that's why when you ask me like when do you want to quit construction, like it just doesn't bother me as much because that's my like wake up, snap into reality thing that gets me really motivated. The days that I do take off it's much harder to get working. Like the days I actually go in and do something hard and like wake myself up a little bit, I come home like it's reminder of like I need to get good at this, and it motivates me more than ever. The days that I take off, I take forever, it seems, to get to work. Yeah. Compared to me coming home, sitting down, and just like needing it. Yeah. It makes me yearn for it a little bit.
So like, I mean, like in my head, I was wishing that your dad had laid you off just so you could get your.
I don't think that would help me in the same way it helped you, though, is what I'm saying. I think I see it differently. Like, I kind of need some of that pressure. Like, that's how I take it. We take it differently. For like, sure. Again, you said you took a day off and you would step up and work a bunch. When I take a day off, I feel like I fucked up and I'm not doing anything.
Well, it's also why I won't go back and you stay there.
Yeah. I mean, I need the, like, right now at least, I need the whole, we can't relax. this is what you're gonna do forever if you don't fucking shape up.
Oh no,
under
that's
pressure,
like
you
that's
know?
why I'm at the point where it's like if I don't do
Well, you
this,
use the
then
same pressure of going.
Going
You're gonna have to go
back.
back. Yeah, I use that.
Yeah.
Working is the same thing as going back to me. It's like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do this forever if I don't figure this out. So I get home and I'm much more motivated.
It's if I don't figure this out, I have to go back to that.
Yeah.
So
well, I have that same thing, but every day.
yeah.
It's like
I have
you
it
got
every
done-
day too. It's just like I know that I have to like wake up and like make a step towards it. I have to wake up and like so like yesterday it was like I'm gonna get
Yeah.
those videos done.
I
So
just seem to be. I don't know what it is, but my mind seems to be a lot more lackadaisical, a lot lazier. Like if I take 3 or 4 days off or something, like I just don't get near the work done I do is when I come home hating my life and like really step up and like I'm like, no, today I'm gonna look up videos, I'm gonna learn this shit, I'm gonna stop putting shit off. You know, that's the day I like put shit to bed. Is like when I'm really pissed about my day. And I use that anger well. And it seems when I'm really relaxed, I get a little lazy. I get a little like, what? I can do it whenever. This is the life. You know, I get a little too relaxed.
well, no, there'll be times where we're here recently since this has been a lot of like mental strain, like having to learn a lot and having to put a lot of new things
Yeah.
into practice, like especially with editing videos. That's a whole new skill set.
Yeah.
A whole new skill set to learn. So that's something I've had to do. But as far as that goes, it's been very rewarding. Like I've been to the point where it's like some days like I've had to take a day or two off and just like, you know, just recoup, like let my brain calm down
Staring at a screen, editing and shit. Like,
for
get
days. Like, yeah, I'll have to like, I'll be like physically exhausted from my mind working overtime.
Yeah.
Like being super analytical and like, you know, still being creative. Like, cause I'm basically like painting with these videos I'm making, you know, like I have to go and like, if I want something to pop up, I have to like, I'm also like comedy
editing
writing.
is one of the most artistic parts of like film.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, dude, I'm watching 90 Day Fiance before the 90
Oh,
days.
you jumped on the wagon.
Yeah, I've got it. Everyone was talking about it, so I couldn't.
Dude,
avoid
I'm
it.
about to like piss myself. Can it hold on for just a second?
No, I'll talk about it when you're gone then,
Okay.
unless you want to hear.
I mean, I would have liked to hear it, but it's okay.
No, I'll wait. So I'll just sit in silence. Let it perspire. No, I'm gonna pack this bowl. Yeah, I hope someone is even hearing me right now. Like, and I hope you can get something in your system to make you feel good, whether it's inside or out. Even though it comes from the outside most of the time. They say it comes from the inside. It's hard to find in there. It's mixed up with a lot of this shit. I'll just take the easier route. So what's been up with you? You know, just tell me about your day. Tell me how you've been feeling. You got this nice purple ass weed. You feel good about that? I'm shaming myself for shaming you. That was fucking fourth wall shit. I'd be is there a film company called Fourth Wall? Because I'd like that. A company that purely just like to be meta. But it could be embedded in the comedy. Like, where it wasn't so obvious, you know? Be a little more tasteful than a lot of people do it. Let's talk about starting a film company called Fourth Wall, and it's all about meta commentary. You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Fucking good.
Yeah. So what about the 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days?
Oh no, I just been getting into. I forget I had a context to talk about.
Okay.
What were we talking about right before?
Oh fuck. How we
You're editing.
Yeah.
Oh, the art of editing. That's what I was talking about. That's why I brought it up. Was because
Dude, the way they edit those fucking reality shows is fucking
Man.
gold.
I keep thinking about the producers watching this and being like, yes. Fucking make a fool of yourself. They're so evil. They
Yeah.
seem fucking sadistic. Like they're filming this like like laughing at these horrid situations,
Yep.
you know? And I do think there's like something really sadistic about the producers that like kind of irked them on. So wait. What'd you say earlier? Say that to him. Like starting drama and shit.
I said,
you know what I mean? They're like pushing it. Like, we need to get this shit. And I mean, they're just trying to make good content, but they're also like just feasting on people ruining their lives and being like,
they signed up for it.
Like, oh, that's your belief on it?
I know that for a fact.
That doesn't mean shit just because they signed up for it. Like, they
signed a contract.
A lot of them are not fully aware of how much they're being made fun of when they're filming this. Most of them are deranged or delusional to the point to where it's sad.
Which is why you would sign up for a reality TV show in the first place.
And so don't you think, like, it's the same thing. It took forever for Zena to like Your Mom's House. Yeah. Because of the sadistic nature of laughing at people with handicaps and laughing at people at bad situations, addicts.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, at first she was like, oh my, she just couldn't handle it. Now she loves it. But the same kind of nature, it's like, you still kind of have this thing in your heart, right? That's like, oh man, they're like really feasting on these people's delusions. Mm-hmm. You know, there's the dude that never meets the girl for fucking 12 years, only talks to her on a paid chat website.
And then they actually found the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they paid her to be there.
Yeah.
She wasn't ever going to come. And it's just so sad seeing that dude just, his delusion of like, no, that's my girlfriend. Never, doesn't have her phone number, never talked to her, only chatted on a translator site, which when they found her, she kind of spoke English.
Yeah.
She could have talked.
Yeah.
So it's like shit like that to where I'm like, oh, this is so deranged. Like, and these people are so
Who's deranged? We're deranged?
The producers are fucked. That's what I'm saying. For getting off on watching these horrible situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's that. Then there's the editing, which is the real genius part of it. Because they just went around filming these naturally amusing, horrible people. And the editor goes in and just is like, giggling.
I'm going to make this
they're
funny.
Giggling. And they're just cutting it.
Yeah, all those looks like, back and forth.
Yeah, it's like shit like that when it's not like that in real, when they just answered right away.
Yeah.
And they just go to them looking, they snap back to a time where they said something else, and like, they're fucking genius,
it's
man.
hilarious.
The editor is one of the real true artists besides God.
Dude, editing makes or breaks a video.
Yeah. And so that's what I was trying to get to, was that that was one of those examples of like just pure genius editing. You know, they really make these people look bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but it's a sadistic show. TLC is kind of sadistic.
Well, I mean, they do the 600-pound life.
Yeah. The what was it, 1,000-pound sisters?
Oh God. But like, do those women really get paid anything? Do they get paid much?
Dude, they get paid. Like, all these people on these shows get paid, and they get paid with fame. You know, like TLC took Ed around, the thumb guy.
Yeah,
I call him. He just looks like a thumb. And he's so picky. He's like, fucking, shave your legs, brush your teeth, your breath smells bad. He's like, and he's like, dude, you're not allowed to be picky. Like, you're buying a wife. Like, it's just,
he bought her?
Dude, that's the whole shit. They're not buying them. But I mean, come the fuck on. You think she likes him? She's trying to get to America and live in a nice house.
Okay, so you see it as them being bought instead of them coming to like...
Well, they're tricking the dudes. They're tricking these old weird dudes. All of them are tricks, you know? It's a show full of tricks, bro.
Okay. I mean, that's where the name comes from.
Those are tricks, man.
Yeah.
Like, Cardi B broke it out. You remember her level of tricking?
No.
She broke it out. It was pretty funny. You should look that up. But the top level was like knowing a guy with a small business or a gas station. Yeah. And him paying for everything for you. So like housewife is one of the biggest tricks.
Okay.
You know, basically. It's like, and see, there's a line of like, it becomes hoeing if you fuck them too. So it's like having an old guy that doesn't fuck anymore, that you that you get his business with. That's the biggest trick ever.
Okay.
You know? It's about, so small tricks would be like getting dinner for free and not fucking the dude. Small hoeing would be getting dinner and fucking.
Okay.
See,
I get
so
it now.
tricking is not giving it up.
Okay.
That's like the difference.
Because you've tricked them.
Yeah. It's in this fucking neck.
They thought they were getting the pussy,
Yeah.
but they got the booty walking
They got
out the door.
free dinner. So that's that level of like, no, but I think it was marrying somebody with a guy. So I mean, it's like at that point you may have to give a little bit up, and it's still not hoeing because it's so what you're
you've
getting
gotten
so
married.
drastic.
You can't be a hoe if you're fucking the man you married.
See, that's the ultimate trick.
Yeah.
Marriage. Is that what they say?
Probably.
Oh man, I mean shit, it all makes sense. But anyway, it was just kind of became very obvious of like seeing, like she doesn't like, she's disgusted by him. Like she like looks at him like this. She speaks in her language and like calls him ugly. And he's like, "Does that mean you love me?" And then she says it again. He's like, "I hope that means she loves me." It's like he doesn't speak the language. And he's like, when they first met, she goes and looked around his sides and goes, and made him spin around. And like she's what Xena thought was that she was too young to have that mindset to be able to lie.
Yeah.
Like she was so young that she had not learned to facially lie. Like her face reads, even though she can say, "I love you." Mm-hmm. Her face is disgusted by him the whole time. And it's just like, and he's asking her all these extreme measures to go through, to change her life. And when she lives in a, leaky shed.
Yeah.
Like, and he's asking all these crazy things. And like for her to get an STD test, he doesn't trust her. All this weird shit that's like, dude, I don't think you're allowed, like, you
picked her, right? He picked
beggars
her.
Can't be choosers. This dumb motherfucker's a beggar.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
But then why wouldn't he just, but even then, does he have money?
A little. I mean, he's an architect, I think is what it was. But I mean, he's got enough money to support her.
Okay.
But, he's not balling out. He's not like Ferrari fucking, he's like Polo rich.
But then why?
You know what I mean?
But then why not go for someone that could fake it or tolerate you?
Well, because they've had an online relationship for years. It's like,
and she never knew what he looked like.
In love. Well, she knew.
Was he sending her pictures of Chris D'Elia?
No but he probably like gotten some weird. No, you can't hide that neck. And if you watch these, I'm gonna show you real quick. Now that we're onto this, we're gonna be the last people in the world to talk about this, and I like it.
What?
I'm gonna show you. Well, just this show.
Okay, well, I know that like I saw him doing like a live stream and answering questions from people, and he was like, "All right, I'm answering some questions. Keep it nice." And then someone was like, "Someone's like, where's your neck?" or "How's your neck?" or
no, look at him when he's young, bro. Handsome as fuck.
Dude,
he was a stud.
Yeah. So what? Oh my god, that picture of him on the left is just ridiculous.
He was a handsome man with a neck.
Yeah.
Very handsome. Dude, I'd let him trick me. I'd trick him.
he could trick me into marriage.
Or whatever, He's got fucking Elon's baby's name on his shirt.
Yeah.
But what he had, it's very sad. It's like a spinal thing. His spine is fusing, or his skull is fusing to his spine. So slowly, like, he's losing his neck because they're fusing together.
He literally has lost his neck.
Yeah, his bones are fusing.
Oh my god!
Back. So it's like super sad. But I think it's from his handsome days that he has this attitude of like, shave your legs, like, and he just doesn't know that he looks like a thumb yet or something.
I'm sure he knows.
No, he knows. But you're not allowed to be that picky. If you
look at thumb,
picking some girl up from the Philippines,
right?
I mean, shit.
Maybe be a little grateful. Maybe be a little grateful that she even.
If you were gonna be picky about leg hair, you should have gone to Applebee's,
right?
Like,
got some baby back ribs.
Oh, do you think that was a chicken joke or something? What do you think that was? Leg hair? I just meant like the type of girls that would be at Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
Searching for a
trolling. Yeah, no, I'm okay.
Shit.
I'm okay. Well, that's a 2.5 hour podcast.
We're getting good.
I mean, that's relative. Longer does not mean better, but
yeah, I think it was a great one.
Okay,
went through everything. Went through every stage of life, every stage of grief. Really,
yeah. We went from old men
we're into acceptance
to babies now. Back to old men again.
So, what is it? Denial, You go through some anger,
some bargaining.
and then acceptance of final. And that's what we're to now. We accept that the world's fucked up because, we're just trying to make each other laugh. And
I don't
together.
accept racism. We don't accept racism, and we don't accept shitty cops.
Okay.
But we accept everyone
But laughter
as they are,
there.
except for shitty people.
I thought we were at acceptance.
We're at acceptance of
The death of shitty people.
yes.
That's what we're grieving, which we shouldn't grieve.
No. No. Don't grieve the death of shitty people.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, who's it? Someone was talking about the guy from the Who. His birthday was recently.
Oh yeah.
And he was like a pedophile.
Yep. Very
And
much
people
so.
were like, we celebrate. There was like a news article about we celebrate the death of so and so, unknown pedophile. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. Michael Jackson's Thriller was for where you're allowed to listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to celebrate it anymore.
No. But
You can listen to it in your own home.
Yeah.
Don't blast it in the streets.
No.
Don't get young kids into it. It'll be a whole new generation of people just ready to be tricked. Now, that's a reverse trick.
So
When the
so it's not even
tricks.
okay to like
They're both tricking.
okay.
Wait, what?
So are you even like is Michael Jackson music gonna just like leave
You're allowed to listen. I think it's you have to separate the man from
the music?
yeah.
Right.
This sounds like a VH1 special.
But you don't want people to separate you from your music, do you?
if I'm a piece of shit, sure. I mean, sure, yeah. Why not?
You're like, wait, I am a piece. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
separate
exactly
me
on
from my art.
Yeah, take it as it is. It's good. Fine. I'm probably a better person than my music, though. I'm reverse Michael Jackson. My music
You rape
sounds like
kids in your music,
but not in real life. See? Oh, it's a well planned reverse Michael Jackson.
well planned is.
I'm gonna turn my pigment dark then.
Toby, this is not the time.
That's a reverse Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Man, oh yeah, who's that? Jimmy Kimmel's getting canceled, and
Oh.
Jimmy Fallon.
Because of like him,
Both of them in blackface.
pretending on TV shows though, right? That let them do that.
Yeah, one was a basketball thing, and one was
Yeah,
Chris
one was
Rock.
him.
But I feel like Jimmy Kimmel got caught for the basketball thing, and then they brought out Jimmy Fallon to take the heat off of Jimmy Kimmel because he's in
You
some
think
shit.
so?
That was my conspiracy mind. Was like,
Okay.
why did it come out right after, and then no one's talking about that? Now everybody's trying to cancel Jimmy Fallon.
But like, this was them in blackface, like on television shows, though, right?
I'm pretty sure
That had producers.
one was on SNL.
Yeah.
The Chris Rock one was on SNL. I
Right.
don't know about I forget who was the basketball player one.
So like that
See,
had to
we've
go.
already forgot.
So why is no one mad at Lorne Michaels for being like?
This
He,
is awesome.
he gave the thumbs up for that,
Yeah.
and probably Chris Rock probably was like, "Yeah, fuck it, do it. That'll be funny."
Yeah.
You know, because Chris Rock himself is a fucking comedian.
Dude, he's one of the best. He's the he was the one who was known for like
Oh, I'm not saying that blackface is cool by any means, but like be mad at like a bunch of people, not just like one person, you know, because there was a lot of like a red tape that was lifted up
Oh,
for people
yeah.
to do the blackface. And this was probably years and years and years ago.
it was
so,
20 years ago, I think.
So
I think they said it was
maybe get
early
mad about
2000s.
shit when it's relevant.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I heard someone else talking about, saying just like it came on TV and everybody laughed. It didn't matter what color you were. It was just a different time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's relevant, and like, but we can't apply that rule, because if we harshly apply that rule, that'll let people get away with fucked up shit they've said in the past. And I think there's a clear difference between comedic shit and fucked up shit. And like, let's just focus on the fucked up shit more than anything. Like, I don't know. Like, let's see, Kevin Hart
Yeah.
saying some derogatory shit to gay people
Yeah.
versus Love Louis C.K.'s act, but showing his dick a
Right.
bunch, and like,
Well, I mean, even
Some
then,
inappropriate
one's a
shit.
tweet and one is sexual harassment.
well, we should separate those two things. Like, Kevin Hart wasn't allowed to do the fucking Oscars or whatever.
Well, he dropped out because he didn't want to.
because of the heat.
Yeah, because fuck it.
that versus you actually sexually harassing someone should be
Yeah.
a clear line.
Yeah.
a joke.
But it all falls
from
under
something.
cancel.
It's not a joke when you do it in real life. You can talk about
Right.
jacking off
when you're like,
in front of
look at
somebody,
me, fucking look
you know,
at me while I'm
but you can
jacking
make a
off.
joke about it.
Yeah.
You're allowed to joke about jacking off in front of someone inappropriately, but you're not allowed to do it.
Right.
Let's just draw a line there. If it's comedy,
Line
let
in
it
the
go.
sand.
If it's
Yeah, if that person's
serious.
actually being racist,
yeah,
fuck them up.
Now, yeah, see, now if a bunch of articles came out after that saying having all these voicemails where he was being fucking super racist, we'd be
Right.
like, yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, he did it on purpose. But shit, man. I'm sure Kevin Hart hangs out with gay dudes.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't have a fucking problem with it now. And if he does,
He
fucking
can't.
keeps it to himself.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he does. Great ending here.
Yeah.
So,
All right. We love you guys.
y'all.
Get at us on the social medias and all that jazz, and we will be back
Give us
next week.
money.
We'll be back next week with another episode of A Drink and a
Give
Joint.
us money. Find a Patreon. We're gonna fix it.